red. Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, December 12th, 2022. And this sports show that's incredibly dumb, live from the Thunderdome, starts right now.
Football! Just wrapped up its Sunday slate of its 14th NFL season. Let's remember there's only 18 Sundays in the regular season this particular year. We must enjoy them all. Going forward, we have 4 left. Let's go ahead and enjoy that. There's Saturday games coming up this week, but let's talk a little bit about yesterday's action. So the Bucs are dead. Sorry about it. The brand new Lions are alive. The Cowboys sneak by, as do the Chiefs and the Bills. The Niners seem to be atop the tops, and the NFL is just getting started. There's been teams that have already been eliminated from contention, basically. There's teams that are around that we didn't think would be around just 5 weeks ago. There is so much to talk about. Joining me every single day live on this stage in the studio are 2 men that sit at a table that are called Toxic, who are not only hilarious and insightful, but men who bring a great aura every single day they step behind a microphone. That's at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. And then one half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. Boys, let's just Steelers lost to the Ravens. Backup quarterback at home. Anyways, let's move on. That's a tough go.
Mitch is a backup quarterback playing at home, yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Huntley playing away in Acrisure with what happened to the Steelers losing to the Ravens. No big deal. Good game, though, huh?
Yeah,
hey, good game.
Good battle.
It was a good battle. Wiz Khalifa was there. I seen him.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Electric.
Yeah. Halftime performance was great.
Fucking crushed it.
All right, good. But anyways, the Ravens are in the lead in the AFC North. That's fascinating because what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing right now is amazing. Watching Joey Burrow spin the rock has become something that I think every person should seek out doing. He can throw the rock into a keyhole right now and displays it every single week. How about what the Niners did just yesterday? Now, everybody's going to talk about the Bucs being dead and Tom Brady obviously having free agency coming up. Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero reported that just yesterday before all the games kicked off that Tom has all his options on his table. He becomes a free agent after this year. He hasn't had this type of setup since the last time whenever he left New England to go to Tampa Bay. With the way this team looks, with how bad they look. Now, the Niners are going to make a lot of teams look bad. And Brock Purdy appears to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL. He had an MRI on his oblique. We will keep our eye on that because the Niners can't afford losing Brock Purdy at this point after losing Jimmy G. Now, we don't know what's next, but what we do know is Mr. Irrelevant irrelevant no longer.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of those jokes happening on microphones everywhere around the sports world, but it's real. Brock Purdy has balled out. Brock Purdy seems to be in a perfect situation with that offense, too. Now, remember, and this is not a knock, this is the team that gets a win, and this is the team that's coached by Shanahan. Jimmy G had like 9 pass attempts in a championship game a couple years back, and everybody was talking about, is Jimmy G even worth paying because he doesn't have to do anything in the system? Now, he would have to go on to make a couple of throws. He missed one in the Super Bowl, and that led to a conversation about whether or not he's a guy going forward. But any team can have a system that can operate and win you games. And I'm not saying every team has it. I'm just saying you get the proper offensive guru in there, the system's going to win you games. But at some point, at some moment, you're going to need a 3rd and 9. You're going to need a 3rd and 12. You're going to need a 4th and 10, 4th and 11 if you're going to want to win the Super Bowl, win the big one. So you're going to have a good quarterback. The run game obviously carries you through. Stopping the run's a big deal. Old school football seems to be in, but at some point down the stretch here, the team that's going to win a Super Bowl or the teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl are teams that have a quarterback that can fucking make a play when they need it late in the game that fucking matters late. And I think Purdy has proven he could be that guy.
For sure.
Sits in the pocket, seemingly has precision on his ball, his accuracy on his ball, always had, so much so that a report came out that when he met with Saban, because he was offered to go to Alabama coming out of high school, Saban said, you're kind of undersized, you don't run the ball that well, your accuracy isn't that great, and we'll kind of, we'll work on all those things, kind of selling Bama as being a place that you'll grow and become better and potentially be there.
Yeah.
And Purdy left that and said, this guy doesn't know football. I'm like the most accurate player of all. Like, literally, the only thing I have is accuracy. I can put this football on a goddamn bullseye if I have to, anytime I need to do it. He's showcasing that, and also the system will certainly help him. His teammates seemingly love him. Let's hope the oblique is okay. I think that's the oblique.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oblique's in there somewhere.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Hope he's okay. But on the flip side, Brock Purdy. I mean, he's a pretty good player, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And he can move.
Uh-huh.
Now, I assume he's a great athlete. I should have known he was a great athlete because of how he's kind of handled himself. I assume growing up he was the best athlete in every sport that he played. I assume he could beat everybody in most sports that they play well at who didn't go professional. He can move. We shouldn't act like we didn't know that, but we're learning a lot about him over the last couple of weeks. But also we're learning about this Bucs team.
Yeah.
Hey, they won 3 out of the last 4. I put that tweet out. I said, are the Bucs getting exposed right now? A lot of people said, here's somebody who hasn't watched football all year or something. Like, the Bucs have been terrible. It's like, I agree, but they've won 3 out of the last 4. Yeah. For whatever reason, they've been able to kind of do some Tom Brady shit, kind of sneak in some wins, get some wins, last-second heroics out of Tom Brady. It's like they were actually winning in the lead in the NFC South. Now, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to go and win the NFC South? Yes. Because the rest of the NFC South, aside from the Panthers, who might be getting hot out of nowhere, nobody understands. Nobody really wants to win that one, so they're going to get in. They're going to have a tough opponent, and they'll be an early exit out of Super Wild Card Weekend. Is how we're all kind of prophesizing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ending of the season. You could see that how they just get their fucking doors blown off them by that Niners team. Offense, defense, but you name it, they got murdered by the Niners. Tom Brady's about to be a free agent. Tom Brady's going to Las Vegas next year? Is that what everybody's just assuming? The dead cap for Derek Carr, if he gets cut by the Las Vegas Raiders, is $5 million. Allegedly, the salary cap's going up to $220.8. It's at $210 right now. Allegedly. These are all, we don't know until the number's locked in. They got big money, obviously, with Crosby and Chandler Jones and Devontae Adams. So they're going to have to, probably make moves anyway on that roster. Who knows what it'll look like next year. But Tom Brady back with Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas with Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and a defense that they won all in on. Is that like the most obvious thing of all time? Is that what we're assuming is going to take place? And are we just completely writing off the rest of the season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of how damn good that looks at Boston Connor, a man whose childhood happiness revolved around the success of Tom Brady.
Yeah,
now doesn't seem to care about him that much. Is that what Tom's going to do in the future, we think?
I mean, you have to assume that the Raiders are the team strictly because of the weapons, like you just mentioned, Devontae, Renfrow, Waller. Maybe they franchise tag Josh Jacobs, kind of keep him around for another year because of how good he's been this year.
And running back franchise tags, not
that bad. There are a lot of really, really good free agent running backs, but you might as well keep the guy that knows the system. And McDaniels. Like McDaniels and Brady, I think that relationship hasn't been emphasized enough. Like with Bill O'Brien, you saw the spats between each other.
Well, they called him Billy Teapot.
Billy Teapot, yeah. Tea kettle beats Bill O'B. Yeah. He'll explode at any time.
And then J.J. Watt will say, hey, enough of that.
Yeah.
Or we're going to fight you.
We'll fucking smack you in the mouth.
Come here, Bill.
Allegedly that happened in Houston.
Allegedly
that actually happened.
But all signs point to Vegas. Also the Dana White thing where he was almost going there before
Gronky.
too. Yeah. And Gronky, now Gronky is dominating the Fox Sports halftime show. My God, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. But with Brady, McDaniels, I think if anybody remembers that game last year where it was Bucks Patriots in Gillette, the return of Brady, the hello Adele thing that they did, all that. Remember that? After the game, McDaniels, Brady, big embrace. They I don't know if they were emotional. I know Tom was. I assume Josh was because last year, the Patriots are what they are. But no, I think he'll go to Las Vegas. I just don't see how he stays in Tampa. And if you saw like him and Mike Evans even on the sideline, like him and Mike Evans have been kind of the stalwarts, consistent with each other. Even them bickering, it just doesn't seem like it's.
Well, they're just, competitors are obviously going to have that happen every once in a while. And then he obviously missed him, I believe, the next drive. He went down a little bit behind. Was he expecting Mike Evans to zig, and Mike Evans zagged? That wasn't brought up on the broadcast. I don't know if that's something that maybe they saw that I couldn't see. But yeah, seemingly not on the same page. And to get fucking the shit kicked out of them by a team that's going to be in there. Now, I think the Niners obviously showcase that they're going to go. Joe Banner, do you know Joe Banner?
No,
David.
So,
yeah, I do too.
David
I do know
Banner.
David Banner.
Yeah.
His brother.
What's that song? David
Banner.
David
Yeah,
Banner.
the Chevy with the butterfly doors.
Rubber Band Man. Rubber Band S.T.I.
Yeah.
David Banner.
Yeah.
Wow. Not David Banner. By the way, massive we don't know, actually. I don't know what David Banner's been up to since then. But I would at one point like to say, David Banner, thank you for your contribution.
15 years ago?
I don't know what David Banner's done.
No.
But back then?
Please do not associate with me with anything that David Banner has done since I heard David Banner. Yeah, please, since that moment.
Yeah.
Anyways, not David Banner. Even though we do appreciate his contributions to all of our childhoods.
Yes.
15 years ago, 10, whatever, 20 years ago, whatever it was. Joe Banner, he was general manager.
No shit.
Yeah.
Of fantasy football, too.
No, actual NFL team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he quote tweeted my tweet where I said something about spending. Who knows? I forget exactly what I was
It was
saying.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, talking about McCaffrey. Oh, yeah, the deal working for McCaffrey and them spending money and spending picks and getting McCaffrey because there was some Carolina Panther fan who tweeted and said, we got 4 picks for Christian McCaffrey. Like, we won that or whatever. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I cannot take this right now. And the Lions people are going to say that they won that stuff. The Rams won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl.
Let's
So
be
what are you
clear.
guys trying to do? Are you trying to win a Super Bowl? What is the goal? Or is the goal to win some games in a regular season so you can have like a kind of okay NFL season where you're like, yeah, that was a fun on Monday, or like,
Won 7
no.
games.
Oh yeah,
Went
yeah.
to the playoffs.
Like what is? I don't know. The goal of the NFL, in my eyes, my dumb eyes, okay, stupid eyes, the brain behind the eyes, stupid. We're trying to win a fucking Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
However we got to do it, let's win a Super Bowl. So the Rams trade for Matthew Stafford. They won a Super Bowl. People say the Lions won that trade. The Rams won a Super Bowl. Is that not
Makes
what
no
you're-
sense.
Now the Rams are dead.
Right,
Currently
yeah. Big
dead.
time.
But it's also because Matthew Stafford got hurt, and also they didn't play anywhere near the level of football that they were playing last year after they get to Super Bowl. Did they have a Super Bowl hangover? Maybe. What's the future look like? Who knows? But people are saying the same thing. Christian McCaffrey just had like 200 yards or something yesterday for the Niners. He's immediately become weapon number 1 for them. They trade Jeff Wilson out of town immediately after getting him. In the first or the second game he plays for him, he throws a touchdown, receives a touchdown, runs a touchdown. It's like Shanahan's known this dude since he was a kid. And as soon as he found out that he could potentially get him on the team, he's like, fuck, all right, boys, I know you all have been working your asses off here. I know we've all had an incredible amount of success here together. I know how our offense has looked. And Debo, I know you're the guy that is, by the way, Debo did not have a major injury, which is great news.
Huge.
Who knows what it is, but the great news, we'll be talking to Lil Latte, Jordan Schultz here in about 16 minutes or so. He was the first one to break the news that it's not major or significant. A lot of people saying maybe it's the grass that was on the field that potentially was causing that. But Christian McCaffrey has become their number 1 guy. And the whole George Kittle and Juice even and Ayuk and Debo and everybody on their team that has had a lot of success over there, they've just kind of said like, yeah, dude, this is a different guy. He's a complete, we got a freak back here. We're cool with him getting the rock most of the time. We're cool with him becoming a guy who's taking some of our targets. The team seemingly has bought all the way in on McCaffrey, and there's obvious reason because he's so good, but that doesn't always take place. I think that says a lot about the culture that has been created over there, and hopefully that hit on Purdy there. He's okay. I mean, geez, his face looked terrible. But McCaffrey turns these like little runs that could be 7 yards into home runs. And I think we said that actually whenever we were breaking down a run in which the third stringer was getting the rock. I forget who it was before they traded for McCaffrey after an injury happened. There was like big runs. Guy was getting like 7-8 yards. And then at the end, he'd be getting like shoestring tackle. It's like, hey, those plays right there, McCaffrey takes those to the house.
Yeah.
And he has done that ever since then. It's like the Niners have won that trade thus far. Obviously, Panthers get a big win yesterday. Future may be bright. But if the Niners win a Super Bowl and Christian McCaffrey's the fucking main catalyst for that on the offensive side of the ball, and you traded away 100 picks for that, who cares? You won a Super Bowl. Joe Banner told me that with the injuries that the Niners currently have and what the future's like, probably not going to win a Super Bowl. So the Carolina Panthers actually won this trade. And that type of mindset is why other people follow in it. It's like, we're trying to win a fucking Super Bowl. Let's go get this thing, Ty.
Also, if I mean, like, you know, you can do revisionist history, but like, there's a not that Brock Purdy couldn't be, you know, great in his own right, but if they don't get Christian McCaffrey and then they lose Jimmy G, like, I think we're seeing a much then you're putting a lot more on the quarterback's shoulders, and Purdy or whoever else it would have potentially been, like, that guy is going to have to go out and win games on his own. So because they got McCaffrey, like, losing Jimmy G wasn't the end of the world. It was like, all right, we just need the guy to come in to get the ball to McCaffrey and some of our other weapons, and we don't have to put everything on his shoulders.
Bro, they bullied that Bucs team.
Oh my
beat
God.
the shit out of them.
Bullied. Speaking of another team that just bullied a division rival. Okay, listen, this Eagles team, they're another team goes all in. The Eagles team, Philadelphia, that's where Joe Banner was, by the way. Never won a Super Bowl. They have had since he has left now. He had success, so we can't bury him too much. But him being in the position that he's in as a GM, basically stating like the picks mean more than the actual players, it's like, I don't think you're right. Like, I personally, there's a lot of people that agree with you. For whatever reason, I think the teams that are aggressive are the teams that win. And the teams that aren't aggressive are the teams that forever have to paint a story to their fans about what the future is going to look like because of how good these picks could potentially be. San Francisco, last pick of the draft is now their starting quarterback. What pick matters more? You tell me, number 3 or number 262? I'm not 100% sure looking at the future, so you don't know what you're getting in the picks. And only the bangers survive. There's only so many roster spots on each NFL team. I think a lot more picks fail than picks do and have success, but we never talk about that because we just don't want to bury every single pick that has ever sucked. We only talk about the people that are good. Give me the fucking playmaker. Give me the guy that can change the game and I know about it. And give me a cash over cap situation so you can fuck with the salary cap and manipulate that thing so you can actually get a better bang for your buck than every other NFL team that doesn't do it. For instance, the Philadelphia Eagles trading for A.J. Brown, paying that motherfucker immediately, and now they are an unstoppable force. Obviously, Jalen Hurts' development, which Dan Orlovsky said he's the best, most improved, most progressed quarterback he's ever seen in his life or whatever from a couple years ago to now. Well, Josh Allen, you know, I mean, there's a lot of conversation you can be had there. And Dan Orlovsky steps in that batter's box every single time, and he even does a leg lift and swings for it as hard as he can every single time. But it is worthy of the conversation for Jalen Hurts about how much he has, you know, advanced his game. Going into the season, can Jalen Hurts be a quarterback on a team that can win a Super Bowl? Tone Diggs, this motherfucker can. Yeah. He is unbelievable. This Eagles team is fantastic. Sirianni sprinting down the sideline after touchdowns, celebrating, not being mocked and ridiculed by his team. No. Dap-ups by everybody. They are a tight group. They're an aggressive unit. Obviously, you sign Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh on the defensive side of the ball. You bring in A.J. Brown. You have Devontae Smith make these types of catches as if it's no big deal, and he's the number 2 on the team. Devontae Smith, who is a weapon, a stallion, an uncoverable unit. He's the number 2 on the team for that other guy outside that couldn't fucking cover. A.J. Brown, they are unstoppable. This team's going to go, huh? And what a come-up for Philadelphia Eagles.
They don't have a weakness. Like, their O-line's incredible, their D-line's incredible, their secondary's incredible. They could run the ball. They could now throw the ball. Like, last year, when they couldn't throw the ball and Jalen could not throw the ball, they would just load the box. They would stop the run. Like, Tampa did it. Tampa just absolutely constricted them in the playoffs. But now, like, they don't have a weakness at all. Like, they could do literally anything they want at any time, it seems like.
It's awesome to watch, too. It's a fantastic thing. I mean, whenever you're talking about Jalen giving the ball to an Eagles fan, and just a quick dap up, hey, after running it in, no big deal. Wide open hole because their offensive line is better than every other offensive line. They have schemes that outsmart people and set defenses up leverage-wise to be fucked. Gives the ball to a fan, daps him up, walks off. A couple weeks ago, blues in his face. He just fucking gives him a little thing and walks off. A.J. Brown, Jason Kelsey. I mean, their whole team. Lane Johnson isn't even talked about. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the history of football. It is a fucking real joy that this team exists. Now, the Johns are going to be loud. And we had to go through 20 years of massholes being able to be loud.
A long 20 years.
But you guys kind of stick to your, you know what I mean?
Stick to your guns.
No, but like your area.
Oh, yeah. Everyone always goes home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you kind of stick. You don't have to deal with massholes that much outside of.
Sure.
Right.
Philadelphia people are fucking everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And that's a sickness.
Kind of a plague, yeah.
So what we're saying is we really appreciate the team, the Eagles. But if they do, and we can say this because the way the contracts seem to be constructed, the way everybody's acting over there, the success that they're having just now. Think about in a year or two, whenever they can check back to things that they're installing right now.
Yeah.
Just out of that's what the fucking Patriots were able to do for so long. Tom and Josh McDaniels and everybody on that team were able to kind of just have years and years and years of shit to tap into and be like, hey, you remember when, boom, yeah, you're doing this, we're doing that next drive or whatever. It wasn't in the game plan. Wasn't something that the defense could prepare for because this is from fucking 2 years ago. But then you're able to just pull it out when you need it. I had the opportunity to watch, obviously, fucking Peyton do his thing. Watching them just kind of I wish I could have been older in my career while I was watching it, because I was able to just sit next to conversations that were happening that were like fucking like the highest of
Hall of Fame level.
Just conversations happening like, hey, you remember when team from 2 years ago did this, and then we ran to boom and then the bam or whatever, like just the way they were saying it, and then you see the person like, oh yeah, and then that came off top of it, like, yeah, like piecing it to get the puzzle together almost on a sideline, like there's adjustments that people talk about, and then everybody just being like, okay, who wasn't here for that this person wasn't. You go to them, hey, when you're gonna need you to do this instead of that, whenever, and it's just like you had that rep 1,000 times, but you did it 2 years ago. The Eagles could become that, like, with the way their contracts are set up, with the people they have at the positions that they have them at, core groups are very well taken care of for the foreseeable future. They're only going to get better and better and better and better. And I know everybody talks about the Buffalo Bills being the top of the class, and we do too, because we fucking love the Bills.
Yeah, very good.
I'm a big fan of the Bills. I like the way they operate. They seemingly have that same crew, very tight-knit group, very talented at all levels. Jordan Poyer's 9-0 this season when he's on the field or when he's starting. But the Eagles... There's another team that you look at, you're like, oh, a dynasty could be, hey, they might be creating a fucking dynasty in Philadelphia right now, and we're going to have to deal with the Johns potentially for the next 10, 20 years at this point.
Yeah, and that's brutal because you know how terrible Philadelphia can be sometimes, even though they have the Liberty Bell and that cool stuff. But you always talk about it with quarterbacks. Rocky, sure, and all that other
original
bullshit. Yeah, Ben Franklin, all that, Benjamin Gates. But you talk about how the quarterback on a rookie deal, like how important that is for teams, and it feels like Howie Roseman more than anybody else has taken advantage of that with the A.J. Brown, and he is another guy who fucked those picks. Give me the wide receiver right now instead of one of the rookie wide receivers that, you know, the Titans ended up going with, which might have led to John Robinson getting fired, but we don't know that for sure.
Titans.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
Hey, Jags, real quick. Everybody's going to be talking about the Titans here. Everybody's going to talk about the Titans because of the, number one seed in the AFC last year. I was talking about, we got to talk about this team with Vrabel being a coach, always being in it because they give everybody a fight, and we don't really know many people on their team. Derrick Henry pops off yesterday. Gets going. Yeah. Second half, 2 yards.
Unreal.
You hit a fumble on it.
The Jags just said nothing in the second half to Derrick Henry. That's normally...
The opposite.
It's complete opposite. Yeah. Normally, first half, Derrick Henry gets rolling. The train leaves the station. Train leaves the station. Then in the second half, it's like, all right, now you're tired. Now the train is really just get off the tracks. And it's they shut him down in the second half completely. Trevor Lawrence makes some big-time plays. They had some electrifying touchdowns that took place yesterday, and they demolished the Titans. I mean, not just beat the Titans. In Tennessee... in front of so many country music superstars.
That's right.
In front of their fan base. Trevor Lawrence comes in there. That's a great catch. Obviously, the throw, people are going to say, was it the right decision or not? This catch is fucking filthy.
Yeah. Unreal.
Filthy. The Jags, maybe they're the new Jags. Are they going to win the Super Bowl this year? Absolutely not. Will they win the Super Bowl in 3 years? Potentially. I'm excited to see what Doug Peterson grows and does down there. Trevor Lawrence might be a dude, too. Trevor Lawrence might be a fucking guy. We see glimpses of it. We see spurts of it. And his own teammate said last year he didn't even get a chance to experience the NFL because Urban Meyer was his coach, basically. So we are seeing like his rookie year almost unfold in front of our eyes. He's getting better and better. They had a lot of highlights. They beat the fuck out of the Titans. That's all you need to know. Titans still in the lead in the AFC South, but they take a massive L yesterday. And then you have to start wondering yourself, are the Titans dead? What is that all about? What the fuck happened to the Titans? How do they lay an egg like that? Week 14, Vrabel is the coach. A couple of days after they fired the GM, which Vrabel said was news to him, not a decision by him, news to him that it took place. They trade away their best wide receiver. He might be in like MVP conversations or Offensive Player of the Year. Is that place in a downward spiral? And is Vrabel going to coach the Ohio State Buckeyes after this season?
Listen, we talk about having weapons, like teams that have weapons. They don't have it. Like if Derrick Henry's not going, like and Burks was, I don't know if Burks was out yesterday or not with the injury from the week before, but like they don't have fucking weapons at all. Like that's if you get John Robinson fired, like having no weapons, trading your best weapon away, like and Tannehill's not going to win you games by himself.
Hey, Vrabel would be a hilarious college football coach. I was completely out on this last week. Okay? Overreaction Monday. Take that for what it is. Have to overreact to everything we've seen yesterday. But general manager gets fired out of nowhere in your team. Your team gets bullied at home, which is completely against everything that you've been about. Yeah. And if Ohio State opens up and you're Mike Vrabel, could you imagine his brain against college football brains?
In the Big Ten?
Oh, Harbaugh. Got a lot of respect for Harbaugh, okay? The way he built his team, everything he did. But Vrabes is going to be able to just, let alone all the players that they'll be able to get with Mike Vrabel being the fucking head coach.
Yeah.
The type of players they'll get with Mike Vrabel being the head coach, by the way. I think that would be something fascinating. We don't know if this is even a conversation that is happening. We're just saying, for fodder purposes here, Ohio Fuck is coaching at the Tennessee Titans right now. He's the reigning coach of the year in the National Football League. The Ohio State team, who knows how this season ends, okay? Got Georgia with what just happened in Michigan with the Ohio State thing. Is there ever a world where Mike Vrabel thinks, fuck it, I'll go back to Ohio State and do my thing and live back in Ohio? I think going to be tough just because of the way I view those two worlds and what being college coach is. But let's go in and act like it's the case. He'd be fucking unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
And especially nowadays with the recruiting where you could just do it online. Don't even really have to travel as much. You're able to communicate and keep in touch with people without having to be on the road every single day. He would be awesome. What are the Titans thinking, though, I guess, is the conversation we kind of have to dive into.
Well, if you look at the AFC South, too, I mean, we have to see more from the Jags before it's, you crown them or anything like that. But if you're looking at the future, like the next 5 years, and you're one of those other teams, I think the Jags are the team that it's kind of like, hey, 4 to 5 years from now, these could be the guys who just run the division every single year. They have a lot of young talent. They have the quarterback, and every other team is kind of in that spot where it's like, is Tannehill going to be there another 4 or 5 years? Probably not.
How about just the Colts?
Yeah,
as a whole?
The Colts. Exactly. What the hell is going on there? The Texans suck, and until they don't suck, that's
almost. Hey, Texans yesterday
almost. Showed the fight.
Almost.
Davis, Dougie Mills had some throws. They also had Buddy playing some.
Jeff Driscoll.
Driscoll was playing a little bit running. I saw Driscoll moving.
He moved. Got some wiggle.
Saw a little shake and bake out of Driscoll there. That was a hell of a dogfight there. And Dak Prescott proved why Dak Prescott's Dak Prescott. Just kind of, we need one, have to go get one. Let's go get one. And there's going to be games like that. There's a lot of people talking on television here on this Overreaction Monday about the Cowboys almost losing to the Texans. How are they going to win in the playoffs? It's like Texans get paid football money too.
Some professionals.
There's some millionaires on the football field for the Texans. They haven't been able to win much. They're worse this year than they were last year. Is that because Jack Easterby's out of the building? We do not know. But the Cowboys, when they needed it, dug down. Zeke ends up in the end zone. Tony Pollard made some incredible plays. Dak was able to make some plays, and when they needed it, they did it. I think that's the type of thing you can learn from going forward. They know they have that in there. Like, hey, we fucked around a lot.
Right.
Let's go. We need one. Diggs runs 155 yards for a nice 20-yard return. That team seemingly all good in my eyes. I think those types of wins are actually good for you. I don't think they're bad for you. A lot of people saying, well, they didn't blow out the Texans. Well, they blew out the Vikings.
Right.
They blew out the Colts. It's like this is a good type of win, I think, where they had to face some adversity, which they did not expect, could not have expected. Almost stared down some embarrassment.
Sure.
You lose to the Texans in Texas, right? Stared down some embarrassment, some tough questions. No offense to the Texans. We just said you're professionals too. But they fucking turned it on when they had to. Get a win. We're on to next week, I think, if I'm Mike McCarthy. Let's not even worry about what the fuck just took place. Personally, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, and just thinking about the mindset of the players going into the game, like who had more motivation? The team that was, underdogs by 17 points that everyone already said this game was over, or the team that has, beaten those good teams. I feel like when you win on bad days, when nothing's really working, that shows you more than,
like
if
that.
It's close.
Win on bad days.
Yeah.
Let's get some wins on bad days.
Coaches love it too.
Hell yeah.
Aaron always says it when you guys play, but when the team plays bad and you still get a win because the coaches have something that they can preach and harp on and fix, and then you also get the win. 100% right.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's going to say, you guys are all good, huh? 33-0 in the fourth quarter against Colts, huh?
I think you're hot shit.
Davis Mills almost beat your ass. Jeff Driscoll almost beat your ass. I almost had to walk in the middle of the field to Lovie Smith and Pep Hamilton with a loss. You guys did that. Everybody tighten it up. Kellen, figure it out. Fucking Dan needs you to do your thing. Let's go ahead and tighten this whole thing up, boys. Let's keep it moving. And it does bring you back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
33-0 in the fourth quarter against the Colts. Think about that. That's in the fourth quarter. We have not seen points in the NFL that much this season. There's been a couple games here, past couple of days that really got going, and maybe tonight's game between the Patriots and Cardinals will crack 20 points.
Yeah, it will.
Maybe over-unders at 43.5. Feels like Monday Night Football, prime time. Patriots are involved. Seems like an underfest for me, but I don't like betting on unders. What's that, Tone?
It does, doesn't
It
it?
does.
No.
It certainly does.
Pass
Yeah.
team total over.
Yeah, but Patriots also don't do well with mobile quarterbacks, right? Isn't that what we're-
Don't do great with mobile quarterbacks. Do great with mobile quarterbacks who don't watch film. So we have to keep that in mind. And also Vance Joseph, actually I might be wrong there, the D coordinator for the Cardinals, whoever the hell it is.
Yes.
It's Vance
It is Vance Joseph. He said that, defensive guys go on offensive plays. So I'm sure.
Oh, he talked a little shit.
Talked a
he
little
did.
shit. So
He
I don't
did.
think
He did.
that was the smartest thing to
I like
do.
a little moxie coming out of Arizona. They need a little bit more of that. You know what I mean?
4-8. Turn this thing around.
And Monday Night Football against the Patriots. There will be a Manning cast, I believe. So ESPN and ESPN2 should be popping off. I believe we do know a guest or two that's going to be on it. Should be pretty good. Can't wait for that. Joining us now as a guest, some people call him Lil Latte.
Yep.
Some people call him an insider for the score. Some people call him the hardest working man who doesn't have to. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Schultz. What's up, buddy?
Oh, Patrick, I just love these intros more and more.
Well, I don't know which penthouse you're at right now, but that looks glorious right there, buddy. That's beautiful. You look fantastic. Look at you in your sweater. Holiday season. Let's go. Having a good time over there, Jordan.
Most people put on the holiday pounds. My thought process is, let me try to get in better shape now so that by the time beach season comes, I don't look awful.
Oh, little latte.
There we
Out
go.
there flexing on the beach. I like it. We appreciate you joining us. Let's dive right in here. Debo, not a major injury. What does that mean? Is he going to be out? And did he think it was a major injury, obviously, upon it happening? Is this a modern miracle or what took place over there, Jordan?
He was scared. I think the Niners were really scared. You go back to looking at John Lynch. He obviously was very, very concerned. But basically what happened was everyone thought it was a knee, but then I got the news that it was actually his ankle, which was really the best case scenario. And then the best case scenario after that was, you know what? It's actually not broken. It's not fractured. It's badly twisted. It's essentially a high ankle sprain. You can see it here. I mean, it looks really, really scary.
Yeah,
And
disgusting,
anytime you get rolled
actually.
up like that, you get really, really worried. But basically, it's 4 to 6 weeks. That's the general timeline. He doesn't have to have surgery. It's essentially just rest, and it's, I would say, the best case scenario. And when I talked to the Niners this morning, I think they were not only extremely relieved, but for a team that has had awful injury luck, it is the best possible news.
I think so, too. And also, best possible news is that it was a grass field.
Yeah, that's right.
Grass field. In the modern conversation of grass fields versus turf fields, was the grass forgiveness good? The reason why no major injury happened as his foot was in a figure 4 leg lock underneath a 315-pound man. That was nasty to look at, Schultz. Nasty.
It was nasty, and when he got carted off, that's the first one of the first things I thought of was this is grass, because I talked to Calvin Beachum, who's 330 pounds, starting tackle for the Cardinals, and he said, as you know, football is 100% injury guaranteed. But if you're going to get hurt, the chances of you getting seriously hurt are reduced considerably on grass compared to turf.
Okay, we know you have a deep connection, obviously, with the Seattle area as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers to you, buddy. Huh? Cheers to you. Do you have anything over there?
What do you got there? A little iced green tea?
Yeah, same thing every time, Schultz. Same thing every time. A lot of people say, if you guys could change it for not looking like piss, because a lot of people think I'm drinking my own piss, just iced up me urine. This is not my juice, okay? This is green tea, no liquid cane sugar. I think you guys stopped screwing people over with that, so thank you. Thank you for that. Kind of sneaking at it. Very nice. You're welcome. And 2 Splendas.
I took it to heart. I took it up the ladder. I said, listen, Patrick McAfee needs a better product.
Well, it's not just me, okay? It's all of us who enjoy the Bucs, obviously, and make it very efficient. But you have a tight relationship with Seattle. Now, what are they thinking about the future here? What's going on? Is Geno going to be the guy? Because obviously they're going to get some picks. They got great picks from the Broncos, and those are only getting better and better as the weeks go on, it feels like. What does the future in Seattle look like? And obviously, maybe they're able to go on a run at the end of this thing. Who knows? But, what is the future looking like for the Seattle Seahawks? Yeah, long term, Jordan.
Yeah, so Denver's 3-10. They're going to get a top 3 pick. to me, they don't need to go quarterback, and they love Geno Smith. I think you go back to the offseason when Pete Carroll said Geno Smith can be a guy, and he is a legit starting quarterback, and everyone kind of brushed it aside. Their ultimate perfect scenario for the Seahawks is to extend Geno Smith 4 or 5 years. You mentioned the draft picks being great and getting higher every week. Well, Geno's number gets higher every week because he's going to have over 30 touchdowns, over 4,500 yards. He's the only quarterback to have 100 QBR in 9 games this season. He's played outstanding. They want to keep him there. And to me, the only potential issue is that as his price continues to go up, will someone else poach him away from Seattle with a bigger offer? Because to me, if I look at what John Schneider is going to start with, it's going to be in that $75, $80 million offer.
Okay, are they negotiating right now, you think, or are they saying no?
They're not negotiating right now, but there is an understanding that both sides would like this to work out, ideally. But Geno's not going to just take $80 million, $100 million. I think now that number is well over 120, 130. It's getting into that range. And so Seattle has to make a decision. They paid DK, they paid Tyler, obviously Jamal Adams. They paid a lot of guys. But Geno ultimately is the biggest decision because he's a quarterback. And this is considered a pretty good quarterback class. If they have a top 3 pick, they could get one of those guys. To me, the best thing to do is to take care of Geno because he's 33 years old and he has proven it. And if you believe that, if you're the Seahawks, and I think they do, then you can go out and address other positions in that first, second round.
Yeah, I could probably give him a 3-year deal, too. 4 or 5 is long-term. He's 33 years old.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how it is. Maybe an opt-out for the player after 3 years. That'd be good business. And I assume Geno will do that because he's been around the business for a long time. Fascinating to hear if Geno will take like a little bit of, hey, I'm enjoying my life as a starter with a good team. Yeah, or if he'll say, no, I haven't had the opportunity to get as many checks as I thought I was going to whenever I was signed at the beginning of this thing because how his career went. Excited to watch the business kind of unfold there. Interested to hear, though, that you said that this class is a good draft class. I've not heard that from people, but, hey, once again,
boom.
This has different ears than I got. You know what I mean? Tony has a follow-up for you.
I do have a follow-up, Jordo. Seahawks were part of the boost yesterday, and they were they not playing inspired for turf? Like, do they not care about turf?
Yeah.
What's going on yesterday? Can we stop the fucking run for turf, please?
Yeah, Turf, the dog, obviously, mascot, passed away this last week.
Yes.
Yeah, so Seattle Seahawks lose after Turf's missing. Is it Turf's juice was actually missing, or were they not playing for Turf? I think is what Tone wants to...
I need
Tony,
answers.
they love turf in Seattle.
Okay.
Do they?
He had 3 legs. He was a great dog. A couple of the guys told me that there was a little bit like emotional. Players were sad.
I'd hope so.
I don't think it affected the game. I mean,
Well, it should have.
Well, that's what
Carolina,
we're saying.
like, I don't know what to think of that team. Darnold played well, and I was frankly really surprised. I thought Seattle won that game by 2 touchdowns. So that really surprised me. And that's a really bad loss, especially when we consider what Brock Purdy just did and what the Niners are doing. Washington's played well, obviously. So there's really 3 teams fighting for 2 spots in that playoff spot in terms of the wild card. And Seattle's a tough team to figure out. Like, the defense has had great moments, and the last few weeks they've struggled. So I'm not sure.
Sam Darnold, 14 of 24, 120 yards.
Hell yeah.
1 touchdown with 4 rushes for 30 yards in a 30-24 win over the Seattle Seahawks, who have a lot to play for still.
Oh, yeah.
Still have a lot to play for. Connor, your question for Jordan Schultz.
Yeah, Jordan, is Mike White ever going to walk again? And how much internal bleeding does he have after yesterday? And should we expect Flacco to start next week?
I would anticipate Flacco starting. White gets the rib shot in the second quarter, leaves the game, goes into whatever protocol, comes back, third quarter gets hit again, leaves the game basically, finishes the game, goes to the hospital in an ambulance right after the game. I don't know how he plays next week. You can see there. He just got drilled.
Sawed in half. Not just drilled. Yeah. Hey, not just drilled, Schultz. Run that back to the top. Not that Mike White wants to watch us again. This is brutal. A Goldberg, Roman Reigns spear. His body, one of these bad boys right here, his cell for this thing would be a top 2 cell in the history of spears. And I don't know if he didn't have all the,
protectors.
All the protection gear.
I don't know if he didn't or if like others work better and he needs to upgrade a little bit. But you'll see some of those older quarterbacks. They'll come out looking like they're fucking robots.
Yeah, look.
Because of all the shit they'll have on it. It's like, A little bit much, aren't we? And then you see that hit by Mike White, you're like,
Okay.
all right, you probably
Makes
had one of
sense.
those. Oh, God, he almost got,
Pat, how much
he almost got
worse
whiplash the
does that
other
hit
way.
feel? Oh. But how much worse does that hit feel in that cold weather?
Well, Schultz,
I mean, I don't care what the weather is now.
I don't know if you know the temperature whenever your sternum is meeting your spine.
Yeah.
Boom.
Touching each other.
Bang. He almost got whiplash the wrong way, Schultz. This way. You normally get whiplash that way. His
Yeah,
face
that was-
almost got whiplash this way. What a tough son
I
of a
can't
bitch.
imagine he played this week.
Hey, they're calling him a fucking legend in the locker room. You said he's not playing this week, Mike White?
I would be surprised if he played 6 days after what just transpired. I mean, the guy got annihilated, and it happened multiple times.
Is that pundit Schultz or insider Schultz there?
No, just pundit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, all right, well,
Yeah.
keep it
Yeah.
out. That's good.
Yeah.
Split them in half. You know what I mean? Maybe you do like like a hat,
Yeah.
no hat type
Yep.
thing, so we know the deal. Ty, your question for old Jordan Schultz.
Yeah, Jordo, this weekend there are a lot of reports and rumors coming from Green Bay that basically said Jordan Love, based on communication with his team or whatever, that if he isn't going to start next year for the Packers, that he would basically ask for a trade. Have you heard anything about that? Do you think there's any legitimacy to that, or are we looking like at a basically Rodgers Favre type situation again next year with Jordan Love and Rodgers?
Yeah, I think so. Pat, isn't Aaron owed like $50 million next season?
I think there's a yes. I think there's an option. I don't know for which side, but I believe there's
Player
I think
option.
Aaron has an option, and if he opts, yes, I believe there's a yes. I think
Yeah.
I don't know the
So-
contract.
So what the issue for Jordan Love is, he's a first round pick in 2020, and he's barely played. He played well the other night when he came in during the Philly game, but this is a guy who's 24 years old and believes, as do some people around the league, that he's a starting quarterback or that he should get an opportunity. So I believe, yes, he will ask for a trade if that were to transpire, and I think it's in his best interest to do that.
Is that pundit or insider?
Both.
Oh.
Schultz.
Oh,
When
shit.
to become one.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Schultz. We will act as such. What I mean? Now, there has been some things, just like any insider, where
You mentioned this, and I don't know what
Schultz,
you're talking about.
you ran me into a couple buzzsaws, buddy. There's a report on the internet that does happen. I get on this microphone. I'm like, the Schultz report is reporting and then it turns out like 3 days later, none of that is true.
What?
It's
When
like,
was
well,
this?
that's not Schultz's fault. Schultz is getting this information from somewhere, but we have to watch. You're a budding inside. Like you're still fucking, you're cutting your teeth
Yeah,
still. You're
exactly.
still getting up through there. There's going to be misses. We just have to remember that. Just like, Ian's missed a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
sure.
has.
Shefty's
All the
missed,
greats
Shefty's
do.
missed a couple.
Stafford.
Well,
for
Shefty.
But a lot more, you're kind of getting come up in the internet age. They came up when the internet wasn't around. So like every one of their reports that were wrong weren't just getting like blistered. You know what I mean? They've established, I think, their network of trustworthy intel post-internet becoming like a big thing. So right now you're in the trenches, pal. You, Shams is fucking in
course.
there. There's a couple other. Shams seems to be batting 1,000.
Oh yeah, Sean.
He's crushing.
Shams is a guy. You though,
Hell yeah.
you hustle so hard and none of us understand why.
I want to be one of the greats. I want to do it the right way, and I want to do it through the lens of the player, showcasing what's under the helmet. That's my whole thing, because I don't think fans see enough of what's under the helmet, with the exception of quarterbacks.
Hey, who did I see? I saw two people in your comments calling you the best in the game.
Lombardi.
Lombo, obviously Michael Lombardi gave a shout out, and
Justin Tuck, I think.
Justin Tuck, who's been around the NFL a long time.
Yeah. Super Bowl
Long
champ.
time. Look at
Patty,
you.
I appreciate it, bro. Coming on here, this is Jordan Pundit, not insider. But coming on here,
Sweet.
and for you're too modest to admit this, but it validates a lot of what I've tried to do.
All right, don't
It
put that
really
on me.
does.
I'd like to act like
Whoa.
So I want to be able to plead ignorance later. So please, Tone, your question.
No, it validates.
No.
can't hear you.
Validate.
Validate this, Jordan.
No, because later in life they're going to be like, remember, You were the reason.
McAfee co-signed this guy.
No. It's all him. He works his ass off. Schultz, you validate yourself, bub. Come on,
Yeah,
Schultz.
Gordo.
You validate yourself, buddy. We're lucky to have you on here. You do great with us every single time. We appreciate you. Tone has a question, and thank you for the kind words. Go ahead, Tone.
Jordo, yesterday Roquan Smith took Kenny Pickett's face mask and fucking pile drived it into the turf, and he left with a concussion. Also, Minka then almost decapitated Huntley. Do you know the injury status
Huntley, that was brutal.
on either of those guys, and who's going to play for those teams next week potentially? Do you know?
So, we're still trying to figure out how long Lamar's out.
Correct.
I thought Tyler played fine, and they're 9-4, so give him credit. I think in terms of Kenny, he'll be okay. I reached out to him this morning. I've known Kenny since his pit days. I didn't hear back. Full disclosure. But I think he's fine, and I think he'll play. Lamar, I think that complicates things because they don't want to rush him back, but they also know that they can win with Tyler, as we saw yesterday. So I would say both of those guys are probably okay, based on the fact that the concussion protocol, they went through it. There's 3 stages, and by Sunday, I would imagine they'd be okay to play.
Connor, your question for Schultz, reporty.
Yeah, Jordo, I want to hear from both pundit and insider on this one. Is there any chance where you see Mike Vrabel leaving the Titans for, say, the Ohio State job? And also, what do you know about the John Robinson firing? Because it seems like there's something going on over there.
Something had to have happened there.
Something happened. Yeah. Let me start with John because, on paper, the Titans have done a lot of things well. 3 straight playoffs, 4 of the last 5 years, number 1 seed in the playoffs. He's drafted some really good players, Derrick Henry included. They trade A.J. Brown, and there's that almost like strange video from draft night where Mike Vrabel gets up. He's clearly not happy. And I feel like, listen, it was almost like the icing on the cake when A.J. Brown goes off for 2 touchdowns against the Titans. He's having an all-pro caliber season. And clearly, they have missed him dramatically. He was a huge part of their offense, and I think John trading him had a big effect on the perception of his evaluating, right? And Vrabel has been right a few times on guys. John has been right. Everyone's wrong, right? Whatever. It's hard to draft perfectly, but I think the A.J. Brown was the icing on the cake. I have dug deeper on that, thinking that there might be something else. I haven't heard anything else. To answer your question about Mike potentially leaving, going back to Ohio State, I feel like Ryan Day, because of the way he carries himself, people think, he's a little arrogant. The guy's been tremendously successful. So I don't know. I don't see him leaving.
I just found out people found him arrogant. A couple things there. I reached out to Vrabel to see if he was going to be the GM and the head coach last week. Full transparency, I have not heard back.
Right.
Just like what you said there about Kenny Pickett. I'll be intrigued by that. People view Ryan Day as arrogant.
I wouldn't be shocked, though. Would you guys be shocked if Mike left? I wouldn't be.
So I don't know. Last week I would have been shocked after the Titans just get fucking bodied by the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Now all of a sudden I'm like, does Vrabel think to himself, these guys ain't?
And the Jaguars haven't won a road game in forever, so that was pretty bad.
Yeah, and
he did say he cut his dick off for a Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, he's on Bussin' with the Boys. He said,
but,
I would cut my dick off.
I'm curious. I don't know how we're doing on time, but the Brock Purdy stuff, okay, we're up against it. But can I just add one thing on him?
We don't have it. Like, we're not up against anything.
He was kidding.
Yeah, we're
Oh, okay.
We're good, honestly.
You just want to get rid of me.
No. I was mocking you, saying, like, dude, you could go for however long you want to go.
All right, well, I'm about to go skiing in the French Alps, so do you want me or not?
Are you really in France right now?
No.
No, you would, though.
That's believable.
That would be something that would happen.
What a bomb.
But go on. What were you going to say?
All I was going to say is, in terms of Brock Purdy, because he was Mr. Irrelevant, I think everyone thought, this guy's just another... He's whatever. He's not very good. Let's go back to high school. His junior year, he's not recruited. His senior year, he gets hurt, comes back. They go to the playoffs. He has a deep run. Nick Saban offers him. He turns it down, goes to Ames, all-time winningest quarterback at Iowa State. We all know that now. He's the first quarterback ever to beat Tom Brady in his first start. But I asked San Francisco last week and this week, because he played well in both games, what do you have in him? And what I heard was there's a lot of Jimmy G to him, style, stature. The guys love him. And the reason he's having success is because he's extremely prepared. and he's a winner. So you put all that together and that defense. I'm not ready to count them out. I thought the throw he made with 15 seconds in the first half to Ayuk was awesome.
Who is counting him out?
Touchdown to McCaffrey. He's very poised for a guy that hasn't played a lot of football.
Agreed. We love Brock Purdy. Who's counting him out? People are counting them out, you think? I guess Joe Banner.
I just think.
Yeah, true.
Joe Banner.
Saban, I think, is too.
Well, that was coming out of high school. Said he didn't have any
I think
accuracy.
Saban does admit when
His only real offer was Montana State for a while, FCS.
Let's go Bobcats.
Yeah, good school.
Beautiful town. Beautiful town out there.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
So just real quick, though. Hold on. We're not counting out the Niners. Actually, I love what the Niners are.
Yeah,
I enjoy Brock Purdy a lot. We let off the show talking about that. Can I please ask, and you don't have to give up your sources, you just send a text to these people that just work for the Niners and you go, what do you have in Brock Purdy? And then some choose to respond, some don't respond. Are there long answers, like stories like,
No,
when
we
I
get
was
on
a
the phone.
kid. Oh, okay. You say
No,
what?
just get on the phone.
And you say, what do you have in them?
Some will text, but to me, the phone call is you get so much more insight. And this whole business, as you know, is on the phone, text too. But you get a lot more color and depth when you get on the phone. So 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Every like 5 minutes, you don't know what you're going to get. But if you can get some kind of insight, and I talked to them a lot about the kid, you hear a lot of things like, this guy is not just like, he's not a backup. He could be a starting quarterback in this league.
What's up? Talk to me. This is a little latte. Okay, so a couple of things everybody's going to want to know about right now. How's Debo? Debo, not serious. Okay, good. Grassfield have anything to do with that? Probably. All right, we'll definitely note it. It's a sprain. It's a minor tear. Okay, cool. All right, what do you have in Brock Purdy? What do you really got? Mr. Irrelevant, picked 262 out of Iowa State. We know he turned down Saban, told Saban he didn't know football because he said he didn't have any accuracy. What do you have in Brock Purdy? And then on the other side, they go, we got a little Jimmy G here. We got they do like a full story. Does it become full story time, or is it just like one sentence at a time?
No, the Alabamas. I just did research on that. They didn't tell me that.
No, so do we. This was your question to them. Did they give you like a full story time? Like there was this one practice where I saw him drop back, and he looked exactly like Jimmy G, but then he dropped the shoulder move. I saw little Steve Young, and it was like, is that what they do, or is it just like?
No, it's more like. Let me think. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. It's more like, hey, did you see how many guys ran over to him after that touchdown pass to McCaffrey or Ayuk? Did you see how excited they were for him?
Okay.
And I said, no, I didn't really pick up on that. What was that about? Was that just whatever? And they said, no, because they have seen him work over the last several months, and they believe in him. To me, that's good insight because I didn't see that in watching the game.
Yeah, that's great insight. I just want to know how you get your information and what's real, what isn't, what like.
Well, last night, in terms of Debo, when I broke the news about his injury, that's text, no phone. No call. That's just all text.
Got it. Interesting. You're in an interesting world, honestly. We talked about this before the show, and we joke about it all the time. But honestly, you and R.D. Smith, R.D. Smith is choosing to take the route of being miserable.
Yeah.
Kind of your entire happiness is a slave to wins and losses in the NFL and everything like that. And he doesn't have to.
No.
Dad found FedEx.
Yep.
Fucking FedEx. Yes, that FedEx. Artie Smith's direct father, not uncle.
No.
Second generation. Grew up in the FedEx family. Chose to sleep on fucking couches and on the floor, fix printers, run and get coffee for people in the football world to become a head coach. That work ethic is one that I find incredibly impressive. Doesn't have to do it, chooses to do it. You the same thing. Your gig is such a fascinating one where I guess it would be easy for you to potentially meet these people, but the amount of time you got to spend doing bullshit that you definitely don't have to do, we find admirable. Dumb, but admirable. And we're incredibly proud of you, sir. Incredibly proud of you. Honestly.
Thank you.
No problem.
Patty, that means a lot, bro. And it's true. A lot of it is, you said bullshit you're texting, it's like there's so much things.
Yeah, you're juggling 1,000 relationships.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to juggle one?
Not
it's
easy.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
You got to juggle 400 of them with very high-profile people, too. And they're not going to answer until they answer. Then when they answer, it's like, hey, you're on my time now. You choosing to do that, we appreciate. We honestly do.
Thank you, Patty. It means a lot.
No problem.
I want to be,
let's get
like I said, I want to be great at this because I think for better or worse, the legacy that my parents and my dad laid, there wasn't really another option, and I'll never forget. I don't know if you're interested in this, but I'll just tell you.
We're up against it. We're up
seems
against
like
it.
you might be.
No, I'm joking.
We're up against.
No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
When I was like 16, my parents sat me down and said, "What do you want to do?" And I told them I want to do this, and they said, "Would you ever want to work in the family business?"
Yeah, funny family.
And I said, I can never do that because I'll always be in the shadow of you, and I'll never be able to be my own person and make my own name. So I guess that's the best way to describe it. But they were really supportive, and if they weren't, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to pursue it.
Yeah, well, I'm happy you're doing it. That makes sense. I can respect and appreciate that. Going to be tough to leave a bigger legacy in a company that,
I won't.
One of them founded.
Yeah.
One of them founded, but in the sports
no, I
world, you have a
won't.
chance to carve your own path. I think it's an incredible thing. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the intel.
All love, brothers. Thank you, guys. Be good.
Cheers to you, bud, okay? You're welcome for that couch back there. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Schultz.
Hey, Jordan!
Yeah, for those that don't know, his dad founded Starbucks.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that's
The
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
That one, yeah. Not the dumb.
No, not dumb Starbucks.
Not dumb
No,
Starbucks.
Not Quills.
No.
Whoa.
Whoa! Nah, it's funny. I haven't
Come
seen
on.
anybody in this
Come
office
on.
have Quills one time.
Dirty has the shirt on today.
Oh, okay. Does he have the coffee?
Dirty. Show
What do you
Dirty.
want us to drive a half hour in the morning to get our coffee?
Boom.
If you loved it as much as you guys said you did.
How come you
Bruce was drinking it the other day.
Thank you, Bruce.
No, he wasn't.
Thank you, Bruce.
That'd be a good gift for you DTBs to do for us.
Yeah, that would be
up
nice.
here.
Oh, you know what? I will stop at Quills
would
after
be
work,
awesome.
and I'll get
No,
you
in the
each
morning.
a $50 gift card. And whenever you guys want,
That'd be great.
Two of them.
coffee's on me.
Two
Yeah.
$50 gift
Yes.
cards.
Two.
$100 worth of gift
Probably
cards.
$100 worth. Yeah, if I had actually maybe 75. We'll see.
Oh, just in case there's some. We got our white elephant thing tonight.
That's right.
Here at the office. Everybody's coming. Their significant other's going to be here. Big hosting event, obviously. The first the Thunderdome has hosted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty excited for the whole thing. The white elephant gifting situation is always a good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
This year, the limit is $100.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like $30 or $25. We made the big jump to $100 just because I was excited to see what everybody would buy. And the way this whole thing works, right? One person picks up, then the next person goes. They can either take from the person or go pick up another gift.
Right.
And then you kind of cycle through it. A lot of people tonight.
Yeah.
Lot of people tonight. There's going to be a lot of gifts at this thing. This might be a 4-hour affair, this white elephant, right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'd say.
It's a good time.
Hello?
Can't wait.
Dude, have you thought about it?
No, not at all.
As I was laying it out right there, I was starting to think about it. There's going to be a lot of people. In my head, as I was laying it out, I saw all the people that are going to be here doing it. It'll be quick.
Yeah,
It'll be
we'll
quick.
get right into it.
Well, that
Yeah,
is
dive right into
that's
it.
the big thing about raising the limit is typically in years past it goes longer because you can always count on 4 or 5 people to bring in really shitty gifts, and it's like no one wants to be stuck with those. But now you got the $100 limit. Like everyone should have something pretty decent. You know what I mean? There's not going to be like oh great, I fucking got Bill's gift. Like now what am I going to do? I got to get rid of this thing.
I think Bill
as
last
quick
year
as
actually brought a handle
Great.
of Tito's, and I got it, which
Did
was
he?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill
he
had a
did.
great gift.
Yeah.
And also, big time scratchers. I
Yeah,
believe.
scratchies, obviously.
yeah.
Actually,
Scratchers.
the worst gift last year was that piece of shit Mark Kevin Owens bobblehead figurine.
Come on.
It was a life-size action figure, Tony. So don't you
It wasn't
say
life
that
size;
it
it
was
was this
bullshit.
big.
Well,
That's the
it
size.
looks real, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it did.
awesome.
That was unbelievable that you would say that right now.
Well, I mean,
I
that
missed
guy
that.
fucking stinks. Okay.
Whoa! What? No way.
Yeah,
Tony.
I mean when you attack our good friend and his family.
He did attack Zeke
Yeah.
True.
and Elias and the whole family.
Yeah.
Okay,
DJ.
Elrod.
Damn, that family.
this blood don't run. Okay,
We grew up in the same town as Zeke, Elias,
Yes, we
and the
did.
family, DJ, and everybody.
Yes, we did.
Tonight should be a good time, though.
Yeah, pumped. And there's a sweet game on that everyone wants to watch.
Yeah, it's like perfect. There'll be good distraction, right? Like, I think that we're doing this particular Monday Night Football right. Doing a Christmas party here, game on, so you don't have to really.
Don't have to really pay attention,
Yeah,
but
but you can.
But you can.
Something good
Yeah.
happens. Then we got food. I think pretty good food. The wife set it all up, so I think it's
we
pretty
go.
good food. I appreciate her doing that. I believe there's going to be obviously some drinks.
Right?
And the white elephant. Everybody's going to safely get a ride home.
Yes.
It's good.
that's right.
Should be a great night tonight.
Can't wait.
All right.
and have 400 twisted teeth.
There's a lot of them here.
Yeah, that's right.
You can mix those with Celsius too if you'd like.
I
Help
was
us
gonna
all
say,
out.
Yeah. You're gonna
I
have
don't
to
think
eat
you should. I guess
800 Tums too.
Celsius. That really
It had a good run.
Delicious
By the
beverage.
way, way past Tom's. Tom's might as well be fucking breath mints at this point.
Who, you or just
Yeah, Tom's
Celsius?
don't do a fucking thing.
Pepto,
Hey, Celsius there had a good run with us.
unbelievable.
I was drinking 2 of those diesels every day.
In Tampa.
Yeah, housing them. Waking up, having a Celsius for breakfast.
Yeah, what?
2 of them for lunch.
What?
And then one right before SmackDown down
With
there.
a couple green teas.
And then I was starting to get lightheaded and almost fell down. Like, what's the deal? Oh, you're drinking 75 cups of coffee every single day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. That should do
I
it.
need more water.
Got it. Anyways, it did taste delicious, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still
Uh-huh.
unbelievable.
It did.
The cheats, the small ones, the peach vibes.
See, as soon as I moved to the diesels, I just went straight with the diesel.
Me
every
too.
time.
It's tough to
I
go
had
back.
This, I had this size of a fucking energy drink.
Oh yeah, we had the blue blues.
2 of them every day. Give me this thing.
It's
They were
better
good.
than the bangs. I mean, that bang run in 2019.
Oh yeah.
That almost killed us.
yeah.
That company still alive?
I don't know.
Their marketing strategy was good.
Nobody can kill Bang.
What was it, Tone?
It was, hey, no.
Influencers? Is that what you're saying,
How'd
Tone?
they do it?
He's like, hey, are you stacked and you got a bunch of followers? Fucking drink Bang.
Boom.
That's genius.
That's called social media marketing. Find influencers to influence you into buying stuff.
That's right.
Bang
no.
holders.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh,
they are at the
no.
bottom.
Yikes.
They did. They did have to file bankruptcy. It does appear.
Man, we might want to get in now. This could be the next AMC.
Buy
I
low.
don't know if this is the time. I think we missed it. I think it was right back there. Seems like it was a few years back.
Man,
We were early on it too. Look, we could have got.
could have got in.
Yeah, 2019 made a huge profit.
Go back. Go left, Zeke, a little bit. Right. Go to the tip. There. Boom. What's that one?
90 cents.
90 cents a share. Now it's 0.0002.
2,000th of a dollar.
That's a little low. What's lower, that or Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin good? What about all those other coins, like the dog one?
Dogecoin is low.
Dogecoin's low. It started low though. Wasn't it like a penny one?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
less than
I think it's now.
It was like penny stocks almost.
Pretty much.
There's like 100 of those.
It's at 8 cents right now, which is like
oh,
800 times where it started.
Here we go. Hey, way to go, dog.
Go Doge.
But those can all disappear out of nowhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
no,
everybody's scared of now.
currently
with,
happening.
Bitcoin's at 17.
wow, that thing was 30 something.
It was
70 something.
Yeah, it was like 69.
60 something?
Yeah.
68.
Man, I checked out for a good bit there, it sounds
Yeah.
like. God. It's all right. It'll all bounce back. Everybody's money will bounce back. Come on.
We'll be okay.
Make sure we all take this as a learning lesson going forward too. Let's not always just invest in stuff we have no idea what it is.
No.
They need to bring in Sam Bankman-Fried to get that back through the roof.
Elon and him, right? Elon was going after him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Elon also, attacked the source of. Source of
Twitter
all.
is alive right now.
Yeah, it is crushing.
Listen, Twitter is alive right now. As a human who's been on Twitter,
I was told Twitter was going to be dead.
I was told.
I mean,
I've been through a lot of different Twitter regimes. Okay? I've noticed the differences in every single one of them. I've certainly seen a change in Twitter since Elon has become owner of it.
Yeah.
And it's mostly the owner is on maybe one of the biggest heaters in the history of tweeting. Every response seems to be calculated. It's as if he knows the Constitution inside and out.
yes.
He's responding to political figures. He's responding to, obviously, media outlets. And I haven't seen one person go like, well, actually, Elon's wrong. Has that happened yet? Elon's
No.
got to feel so good on his welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's been some marks who said he's wrong, but I was just happy to
On
see.
what? On his...
Yeah. But I was just happy to see that me and him have the same pronouns.
No, wrong. People are saying he's wrong, like, obviously, in his thoughts and the way he's handling things. I'm talking about just, like, the shit that he's saying. Nobody's, like, filing charges against
Oh,
him.
no.
No.
Because that's the type of position he's currently in right now, right?
For sure.
When you own the platform and you're the one quote tweeting and
Yeah.
responding to the lawmakers of our country, if you're wrong, they're probably going to file you for some sort of defamation, slander. And if the government's going to investigate you, it's probably going to be something.
They're trying to come after him for workplace stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say. They're he's just dunking on.
Yeah, he's going to be okay.
You think?
Elon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that
No.
thing on
Whoa.
him right now, and
That-
he's
I did
ready
see
to let
he's
it
sleeping
go.
with a revolver.
He ain't scared.
Or he is dunk. I mean, like what
Yeah, like delete your account dunks.
Because, like on Twitter, whenever you get a bunch of followers, it's a cool thing because you've obviously, unless you're just like incredibly popular name, to get a lot of followers, you've had to do a lot of work. Now, there's people that buy it. You could tell who those people are. But to get there, you got to really do. You got to be on Twitter to get an amount of followers. Then you get to a certain level, you can't act like how you used to act because of just the way immediate responses come. Elon is like, don't care.
Nope.
I would like everybody to see this. Actually, I'm going to change the way Twitter's timelines are that you see responses to people that you follow. Not just people you follow, you see responses to people follow, just so that people could potentially see what I'm about to. Hey, on everybody. Twitter is wild right now. I would recommend you go check it out.
Yes.
I don't know how long.
It's fun.
It is bananas over there right now. It's fun. But it's only going to continue, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to continue. They got like 20 years worth of shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to. We're going to learn about somebody new every week, it
Yeah.
feels like.
There's a lot to talk about.
Quite a powerful platform.
Yes.
It's right there in your hand. As a group of people that have made our business off of like the intimacies of people watching us on your, in privacy, basically in their phones, in their hands. It's like that's a different relationship than it is on linear TV. Linear TV is one like, oh, I see that person. When it's in your hand, it's like, oh, I'm with this person.
Yeah.
It's just two different views. So that's why I think Twitter and the phone is so powerful. And the relationships are ones that have to be earned and trusted. So to hear what had been happening on there, it is obviously alarming. And you can see how that could send shockwaves through reactions of people for a long time. But I hope it doesn't end it. Social media is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel like there's a lot of people not happy about what's going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That are very powerful. Right? It's only going to do that whole thing. I think, didn't that what I mean, I don't know enough about the world to know enough about it, but I feel like that's a stereotype. Like, you piss off enough of the wrong people, it's not going to last long.
Yep, I think that's a safe assumption.
You're the world's, richest guy. I think you got a long.
Is Elon still?
Yeah. Dave Chappelle said he was. So.
Someone just passed, but I think
People have so much money, by the way.
Yeah.
it fluctuates every day.
So much money.
True.
Anyways, you know who else has so much money? The NFL. Boom. They just wrapped up their Week 14 NFL Sunday slate. And on the other side of this 5-minute break, we'll be joined by college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, and COVID survivor A.J. Hawk to hear what his thoughts are. The Packers are back off a bye week.
Hell
what
yeah.
are the thoughts going in? The Colts had a bye week as well. Jeff Saturday told the boys to fucking tighten it up.
Oh, good
Tighten
coaching.
it up. He's coaching. There's accountability around there. Other things that happened yesterday need to be chatted about. Rest of the games need to be talked about. It's a beautiful day. Here on this Overreaction Monday, December 12th. We'll see you in 5. Take 5.
5.
Big brain football.
Man, I love this.
What is it about this spectacular game that we all love? The passing, the running, the hitting, the kicking, the scheming, the drama, the athleticism?
Let's go. Right here, big drop.
I think it's a combination of all of those things, but I believe it all boils down to this. The competition level is fucking awesome.
For the win with 2 seconds left.
A finger can literally be the difference between a W and an L.
What a turn of events!
It's what makes football wildly fun to watch and in turn, wildly fun to bet on, but I digress. The reason I'm doing this segment every week is to hopefully grow the respect for the game and to give love to the players who make all of this shit happen. Not just their skill and their amazing playmaking ability.
What I really like is the finish, man. Not a lot of guys would be able to make that 6 points.
This will be all about respecting these guys' big fucking brains.
Strong like bull. Smart like tractor.
You gotta be smart in this game, man.
Coaches usually get all of the credit in this beautiful minds of football space, but I want to shine a light on the players' brains.
Let's go do this thing, baby.
Let's go.
Stuff like Mahomes and Kelsey cooking up a last-second drive in one of the best playoff games of all time.
They play it like that, that seam is open.
That's the ball and go down immediately.
Bills rush 4. Mahomes throws. Kelsey open inside the 40. Breaks a tackle and down.
And stuff like this, all from week 1. How about scary Terry McLaurin recognizing a corner is playing lazy cover 2 technique all game, telling everyone and their mother about it.
Gotta let us run by that dude, bro. This cover 2, bro. They playing it so lazy. They're playing lazy over there all day.
Then, in the fourth quarter, when it matters, Carson Wentz hits Terry behind that lazy cover 2 corner.
Taking a shot down the field. There's McLaurin. Caught it again. And in.
That's big brain football.
Come on, man. Hey, I been lazy all day. All day.
How about Sunday night in Dallas? Tom Brady asking Mike Evans, "What you want, babe?" And Evans calling his shot. "Give me the fade."
Yo, Tom said, "What you want?" Tom said, "What you want, babe?" I said, "Fade."
He knows the man across from him and knows how to beat him.
I know how to get him. He tried to do that little stab. Yeah. I slow played. Back out. I slapped him so hard right now at the line. Watch me see it. I slapped it out of him.
That's some beautiful big brain football.
Hard to beat in the air, Mike Evans.
Which brings us to our main feature this week, Josh Allen. He doesn't just have a big arm. He doesn't just have big cojones. He has a big old brain, too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Up 14 against the world champs, 3rd and 4. He's across the line from a man who called him trash just 4 years ago. Allen knows that particular man peeks and cheats himself, a big brain player trying to gain an advantage, often with eyes more on the quarterback and less on the receivers.
He's thinking you ain't gonna throw a ball deep. So five is literally looking and not even worried about you on the trips.
Allen knows Jalen Ramsey loves sitting on routes, especially on 3rd and 4, the money down. So he tells his guy, Mr. Minneapolis Miracle himself, Stephon Diggs, "Hey, dude, don't run the called route. Just go deep."
Can you take us through the touchdown, just what you saw in that play?
Josh told me, show me just run.
Allen's hunch that 5 would peak and Diggs could get behind him paid off like a same-game parlay.
Their corners were really looking at the quarterback, and Diggs just ran a heck of a route.
Zone cover, Jalen Ramsey was trying to read the eyes of Josh Allen and let Diggs go past him, and Josh Allen soars it over Ramsey's head.
The look on Josh's face when he runs up on Ramsey is quite a, "What was that, pal?" moment. I'm sure he's saying something like, "I knew you would do the exact thing you just did, so I told my guy to adjust and we beat your ass." That's not trash, Jalen. That's not a garbage pick. No, that's big brain football.
Took him off and he gonna squat. It was simple. I knew it. It was simple. I said, all right, go.
I hang my hat on as a player that he got that dog.
Those jorts are making me cry.
I'll tell you what, I walked into the production meeting at game day. I had 45 different looks. They're trying to find me pants. Nothing's open yet, so let the Cavs breathe here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Buffalo, New York with Friday Night SmackDown, and now I get a chance to be amongst the incredible drunks of Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a wild 12 hours.
Right here in the middle of Beale Street, as soon as this legend showed up, the place started chanting Penny.
You know, our fans are incredible. We have the best fans in the world. So when you have a kid come here and see this, it sells itself. So, T-I-G-E-R-S, Tigers.
Let's just say what it is. Tennessee has stunk for a long time. They stink. This Navy team, obviously, honorable American badasses. What they got going on is incredible. But to beat the dog grumpy out of UConn has to feel good.
You had one job. I don't think it is taking your guys' legs out, especially on the 6-yard line.
And bam!
Oh! Bam down. I mean, he pulled the hammy, possibly tore his ACL. One of the most brutal, gruesome injuries I've ever seen on a football field. I think what you do is you send it back to the main stage with a beautiful shot of Beale Street.
On Beale Street!
I enjoy the fuck out of it. I have no idea what I'm talking about. The train keeps rolling. What a fucking wild, 47 hours or something. Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode. That baby mid. The FanDuel Thunderdome. Overreaction Monday, December 12th. Hour 2 starts now.
Football!
Oh my God. Did you hear a motherfucker?
Yeah.
Fuck. Shit. So can you go back to that side shot there, Foxy, just so we can kind of explain it? So this camera, go back to that one. This camera is right above the door to walk into this place, basically. There's a long hallway from the door to walk in here. And there's also locker rooms where all the boys' shit is in that hallway. So Mitt was walking out at the exact time we were starting, made eye contact with all of us, and then tried to skirt to his right, limp, and go, fuck, dude. Sorry, that was only for in-house. There's some things that are for us, and that was one of them. Thank you, Mitt.
Mitt.
Thanks for that entertainment and being uncomfortable that entire time, Mitt. You're the best. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion. The match happened this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm on Hulu. Last night they lost NBC for like 7 to 10 minutes in the middle of the game. That was tough. But obviously, whenever you sign into Hulu, there's like an option of things that are live. And I saw the match was live. I clicked on it. It was on Headline News. And I saw Tiger Woods just on like the fucking, he was on like the chipping green, I think, or the putting green. And I was like, is this Headline News? It was live.
Oh, yeah.
That happened. Did we have any idea that was happening? It was actually pretty enjoyable. I mean, obviously, Rory McIlroy, I think, is my favorite out of the whole bunch. Justin Thomas has an incredible personality. Jordan Spieth talking through all the things he's doing was fantastic. And Tiger Woods doesn't seem to be a natural human. How could he be?
Right. Sure.
But also, anytime you get to watch Tiger do anything, you're going to do it. Pretty noticeable limp on Tiger as he was walking on and off the greens from literally hole one. Still can fucking kill the ball. Good show. Night golf seemed to be fun.
Yeah.
They did that, I think, because the previous matches were all having to end quickly because it was getting darker. So they just said, let's just do night golf maybe, or they wanted to showcase night golf. Could become a thing. Lights are very expensive, I think, at a lot of places. So if courses could open up 24 hours, though, that'd be a good time, especially with Topgolf becoming like a hangout type situation.
You didn't know this happened?
Huh?
You didn't know this happened?
I had no idea.
My newsletter said that Ron and Case were going to be talking at the match about their fund and everything they're doing for the Hurricanes. I knew.
So was Ron the guy that was with Charles Barkley? Because Chuck was on there. Obviously, he was hilarious. I did not recognize the other voices, and I didn't get to see him too much. It was Ron, Case, and Chuck. Is that what you said?
No, Ron and Casey, the governor and the first lady.
DeSantis.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I got an email blast that Ron and Case were going to be on the match, so I immediately fucking recorded that thing as quickly as possible.
Okay.
It was in Florida. They did talk about it being in Florida. I should have known that you would have tied it back to your war hero.
Yeah, that's right.
Your president.
I know. They made an appearance on there? I did not see it.
Yeah. I talked about all the great work they're doing for the hurricane relief down in Florida.
All right. That's awesome. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen. We got to this because we said he's a Ryder Cup champion. He is. He's also a COVID survivor. Shout out to Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ. AJ, I did not expect us to do that. I apologize for giving you like a pump fake there on the intro. Then I didn't know the governor of the state was going to get involved. Obviously, it was. Did you know the match was happening? I had no idea. I had no clue that was happening.
I had no idea what was happening, and I haven't even seen any clips from the match. Like that's where was the spot to go check it out?
It was on. I watched it on Headline News, HLN. That's where I was watching it at.
Goddamn
legit.
right.
It was up there on HLN. Didn't have live on it though. Did not have live. So I was like, does HLN not know? Like, we need to know if this is live or not. It was also on Turner, I think. It was on the app. I think it was in a couple different places. But my particular first option on the Hulu homepage was Headline News. And as soon as I got on there, Tiger Woods is fucking at the driving, there it is. Couldn't think of the word. Driving range. And I'm like, why is Tiger golfing at night, first of all? Why is he on a driving range? And why is this on HLN? It was the match. It happened.
Okay.
That looks sweet right there. That looks really cool.
It was sick.
They should have told us it was happening.
They should have.
Definitely.
I concur. I concur completely. I had no idea. There's some clips. There's some good putts. Justin Thomas buried a putt early that was like real good, and then he had a shrug. Like he's the reigning PGA champ. He's won it twice now. He's a very good guy. Hey, He's a fucking incredible golfer.
Good guy. Oh, yeah.
He's a guy.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, you
Jordan.
can say that.
Yeah, he's really. Some of those matches, though, there's been some shit shots out of the pros, because they're kind of laissez-faire, like kind of in it, kind of not in it.
Mm-hmm.
The parts that I watched, I could not watch the entirety of that thing, but the parts I watched, Justin was
dialed,
pretty locked in the entire time. He's a hell of a player. Good personality too. Does a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Love the talking. Chuck was on there, obviously talking. I thought the co-host was potentially wrong in case TBD,
Right.
I guess, still, because that was not. Let's talk about football. The only game we did not talk about in the first hour was one that I know that you held near and dear to your heart, Browns and Bengals playing. And you said, before I could even get the spread out of my mouth, you said, give me the Bengals. I like the Bengals. I chose the Bengals as well to cover. They did. Joe Burrow made some throws that were fucking spectacular. This Bengals team seems to have found it. Allegedly, AJ, there came a time a few weeks back where Joey Burrow was given the freedom and the power to adjust the offense a little bit more on the field, and his football IQ and wherewithal has been able to handle that. Obviously, Jamar Chase is 101. Had no idea the ball was coming. Hits him in the goddamn thigh. He snags it between two Browns defenders. No big deal. That's just what we do in the NFL, I guess. But Joey Burrow is unbelievable. The team seems to be back. The Bates gets a big-time pick in a crucial moment. What are your thoughts on the Bengals? You love this team, huh? It seems like you love the Cincinnati Bengals, AJ.
Yeah, dude, I think Joe understands, too. Like, Joe's used to playing in big-time football games. I think he finds a way to turn it up a notch when it really, truly matters. I mean, that throw that he made right there that you just showed a few times to Jamar Chase, the balls it takes to pull the trigger on this throw, as he looks off the safety quick to the right, he comes back, has the tightest window ever here. And, you don't want to throw a pick in the red zone. There's a good chance that ball gets knocked up in the air and it's picked, and Joe Burrow, people are calling for him to get cut. Like, yeah, I love the moxie and the confidence this dude has.
I love him. I love the team. Flea flicker obviously is going to work. Leave Irwin wide open. This dude was on the practice squad. Anybody could have signed this guy for like 3 years or something, 2 years. Anybody could have signed him. He's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then I love this Bengals team. Browns, Deshaun made a couple plays and maybe showcase what he could be in the future. P. Ryan gets in the end zone again. He's become an incredible running back throughout this entire Mixon getting injured. Mixon comes back. He has 96 yards as well. Still productive. Had a big one down the sideline. Looked like that was probably a pretty big relief for him because he's been watching P. Ryan do what P. Ryan's been doing. Mixon was able to pick it right back up. They're only loading up almost seemingly as the year goes on as opposed to losing guys. Bengals might be a squad, AJ. Hey, they might be a team going.
They have a defense. They have a defense to match. That's the thing we don't talk about enough. I guess we do. We throw it in there, but I guess Joe Burrow and that offense they're such a polarizing figures and superstars in the offense. Sometimes the defense kind of flies under the radar, which is a good thing. And I think that defense every week is trying to prove, hey, we're legit too.
Deshaun Watson went 26 of 42, 276 yards, 1 tud, 1 interception. I saw 3 no means no signs in the stats. That made on TV.
They're going to be
Weren't they
everywhere.
chanting stuff too? I think the Bengals fans were chanting a few things.
That's Ohio.
Bengals fans are.
Yeah.
Hey, AJ has
Big
said
rivalry.
it. Hey, AJ said it for a long time, so AJ deserves credit for this. We all were kind of like, okay, but he has said the Bengals fans are great. Great fan base. They just need something. They need something to go for, need it. This team, with Joey Burrow being in the face of it, and although he dresses in some Gucci's and everything like that, not necessarily as Ohio as maybe an Ohioan would dress themselves, he's an Ohio fuck, though, this guy. Tough, incredibly tough.
What do you mean by that? He's tough, gritty dude that wants to win at all costs. That's pretty much
bingo
what it feels like.
Yeah, and football IQ. You know what I mean?
That's part of it. That's a huge part of it. You could be strong and tough and gritty and all you want, but eventually, if you're not very intelligent and make super quick decisions, time's going to run out. They're going to catch up to you.
Hey, congrats on the Bengals.
Way to go, Bengals! You did it.
Doesn't seem like it's a splash in the pan, does it?
No, and they still haven't even really been full strength. Yesterday, T. Higgins didn't play, Hayden Hurst was out, and they still just find a way to win. When they actually have their full complement of skill guys back, they're going to be very, very scary and very difficult to beat.
It's going to be tough in the AFC. The AFC is loaded. A lot of depth in the AFC side. That's why the playoffs should be a lot of fun to watch. And there's going to be upsets that are going to happen in, obviously, both sides and in football. But in the AFC, there's going to be 2 to 3 different teams that we're going to assume are going to go on a run, and they're going to get beat in the playoffs somehow. And it's going to be eye-opening for us. For instance, how about the Dolphins not getting a win last night? What were your thoughts on that? Honestly, I hammered Tyreek Hill, anytime tud, Austin Eckler, anytime tud, and Dolphins money line. And when I say hammered, I mean this was my get back. Hey, here we go. Tyreek scores. That's just what Tyreek Hill does. And it doesn't matter. I mean, he'll scoop a fucking fumble and just outrun everybody as if he's running, a lap around a track, just casually jaunting past professional athletes. There's a photo of Tua going, oh shit, yes, this is good. That's the right guy to have the ball too. The ball normally squirts up to like somebody that isn't a linebacker will get it sometimes. A safety will get it. To get it to just so happen to pop into the hands of the fastest human on earth is such a gift from the football gods. Just there it is. Boom. How you doing? It's like a rugby scrum when they fucking roll that thing in the side and it comes out like it was planned. That felt like a prepared play for the fastest guy on earth. So when the football gods are gifting that type of touchdown, and that happens early, and I know Austin Eckler's going to get in the end zone. I guess he has stats right now about receiving out of the backfield that are like 1 of 1 or something like that. He's always going to get the rock. He's a hell of a football player. Now, he was an insider and an injury pundit for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, what happened?
We lost our relationship with him in the middle of it. I mean, I don't think he's doing the same thing. Nonetheless, we're big fans of his. But the Dolphins weren't able to get the job done. The reason why is because the Chargers took control of that game. Allen and fucking Herbert took that game over. Keenan Allen had like 4 or 5 straight catches on a must-have-it drive in the fourth quarter, and it was like, oh, this is just when Herbert and Allen just decide that we're going to win the game. Allen goes, you motherfucker, you. And then Herbert points back, you motherfucker, you. Yeah. And I think he also said when he pointed back, line it back up, we're coming to you again and again and again. When they wanted to really go and get it, they did, and it was Herbert and Allen taking the fucking game over. One of the best in the game in both those positions. Was last night the night that you needed to see out of Herbert and the Chargers to be like, okay, this team can do something this year? Or are we still, kind of come see, come saw on the Chargers? And also now, what do we think about the Dolphins, AJ? Kind of open forum here for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a bit come see, come saw, whatever that may mean when it comes to the Chargers. I don't
know
really
what it means.
We're
kind of in.
Like you never 50.
I see a C.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, whatever it might be.
There you
go.
Well,
I guess we don't really know time to time of what it may be. I've been doing flashcards with my 9-year-old. The CSC was on there. So that's the only reason I knew that.
They're doing Spanish at 9 years old.
Dude, they're
now?
doing
Great.
Spanish
They need to start
1
doing it
year
earlier
Jesus
than that.
Christ.
They do.
They need to start doing that from. I've already thought about that with, our baby girl. I'm like,
yeah, put little headphones on her belly. Little headphones on her belly. I'm speaking Spanish.
I've been doing that a little bit. This is your dad speaking. Okay, how you doing? Let's have a good work ethic. Okay, let's be a good person. Motivational speeches in there, but I would like her to learn Spanish very early.
Really?
And then she could translate to the dumb dad. You know what I mean?
there
Whenever
you
we
go.
go somewhere.
Or Z.
Hey, need something. Well, that's the thing. I will need her to also speak it, which Zito cannot. Zito can understand it, digest it.
One-way road over here.
Yeah, there's one-way street. One-way street. Spanish in, no Spanish coming out, which is kind of an interesting. Nonetheless, come see, come saw on the Chargers. Okay, we don't know what we're going to get with the Chargers. We have no idea. They have the capability to be fucking unbelievable. That's why we had such high hopes on them for coming into the season. For whatever reason, they have not. They've had a lot of injury issues. Maybe they're past that. Maybe they're playing their best ball now. Congrats to them getting a massive win and getting, Herbert, the Tua Herbert draft situation, that conversation. Herbert seems to be a guy that doesn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. It doesn't even know that conversation's even maybe happening. Massive win for them. For the Dolphins, are you worried here, pal? Were they exposed by the Niners with that defense? Is this how you beat the Dolphins? You're able to beat them and there's a blueprint and they're done for? What do you think, AJ?
No, I don't think they're done for, but I would definitely have, some level of concern. I wonder what people like Goomp and diehard Dolphins fans, like if they're truly worried or they think, it's just a little, it's the course of the season, a little bit of a roller coaster. We're going to turn it on when it really matters. I don't know. Until that Tyreek Hill unbelievable play where he scoops up the fumble, their offense hadn't done a whole lot. Yeah. So the game probably should not even have been this close.
Well, and if you remember, what was it, last week, first quarter, Tua was missing.
Oh, yeah.
High.
Yep.
And everybody was like, oh, no, is this new Tua? And then they were able to get back into it. Then last night, missing some, decisions aren't being made, plays aren't being made. Maybe a catch that happened 3-4 weeks ago isn't happening now. And it's like, have they lost all the momentum, all the moxie? What are you going to say, Tony?
I still think, the Chargers up and down, they still have a very decent chance of getting in the playoffs. I still think they're very dangerous because if they get Bosa back and Derwin's back, now that Mike Williams is back taking off the top and Keenan Allen's back.
So good.
And they have the wide receivers that were playing
When's
well
Bosa
when
back?
those guys were. I don't know.
What are you gonna
Soon,
say,
I was going to say, like, I'm not as worried about the Dolphins. Maybe the primetime thing is a thing. I am more so concerned with the Chargers because one of our favorite guys, Acho, released a banger of a rap song against them. So I was like, oh, shit. Are the Chargers going to see this and crumble? Because I could see that happening.
What is the deal with that whole situation?
What do you mean?
Well, they didn't give him
Whose
sideline.
side is he on again?
They didn't give him
Who is he
sideline
killing?
passes.
He said Herbert's not good. He said Herbert's just a social media quarterback where there'll be a video that'll hit social media where he makes a highlight and everybody's like, oh, he's him. But then it doesn't happen. He actually had a tweet last night where he had one of those types of throws that was a highlight throw that was like, holy shit, this dude's a dude. And then Acho said, exactly. And that drive only led to 3 points or something. So I think he's, which is quite a serious, like, in the stadium to continue to do that. I guess pretty admirable, but yeah, he just doesn't believe that Herbert's it, I guess. And last night, massive win for Herbert. And the Chargers have obviously been answering Acho every time he's saying his thing. And Acho allegedly said he won't be able to do sports media anymore on if the Chargers get a win over Miami. He said that.
He did.
He signed with Rock Nation
saying
to
that.
make an album.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because the
think so.
bars were dropped.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a chance.
That's cool.
Joining us now is a man who's a Dolphins fan, a man who at the beginning of the year said, I was told we're never supposed to be good. I was told McDaniel too young. And they were on a run.
Yeah.
A terror. Now there seems to be a little bit of a letdown on the way or currently in the middle of one. Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Kyle Gump.
Yeah! Kyle Gump!
Hey, are you guys dead, pal? Are the Dolphins dead, pal? What's your mindset? The blueprint's out. You guys have been exposed. That's what the internet's saying, Gumpy.
Yeah, it's not pretty. The most alarming thing is they look out of sync. Like the passes that are missed, like Tyreek didn't turn around and the swag's gone. Like that's what's most alarming to me. Whether they were winning or losing, they were fucking dancing around, having a good time. Now they're just completely bummed, it feels like.
Wilkins is a guy on the defensive side. I got a chance to share a car with him to an airport that was like 25 minutes into the hills of South Carolina. Great conversation. Incredible dude. Happy that he's dominating. But you're right, it does seem a little swagless down there. AJ, what do you got for Gump?
Well, Goomp, it's kind of tough to dance and have fun with your teammates a whole lot when you're losing ball games and you're not leading. But who would you point the finger at, Goomp, if you had to? Like, do you think this is mainly Tua's issue? McDaniel? Whose fault? Where are you pointing your finger?
We're not doing that, AJ. We're
I
still a
was
good football team.
I was told AJ doesn't ask leading
Never said you weren't a good
questions.
team.
I was told.
It just looks out of sync. Like I said, it just something isn't there on offense. Armstead played, but he didn't look healthy last night. I thought we'd see a little Eric Fisher last night. We didn't see him. And the run game without Wilson didn't look great either. Him going out was huge as well.
What do you think about the Chargers? They prove you anything to you last night, Gumpy?
They look very good. I mean, Herbert looked out. That one throw Herbert hit, back shoulder, where him and fucking Keenan Allen did the point to each other. I mean, like, Herbert's unbelievable. That Chargers team's healthy. They could win out if you look at their schedule the rest of the way.
Brandon Staley seemingly has the team. They had a football night in America, a cut-in. Brandon Staley was walking down the stretch line, and he went at him with like this hand. So when you're looking at that, that could be dap.
Sure.
Could be handshake. Could be high five. And I wondered why he chose to do that every time. Different reaction from every
Let
player.
the guys choose.
Yeah, different reaction. There was one that kind of went in, kind of did that. There was a couple that just slapped his hand away.
True players coach.
I used to watch, I think Rob Daredeck used to go with people with like full open hand
Yeah.
like this. I used to watch it on like
Ridiculousness.
Yeah. I used to watch it. I'm like, that's an interesting way to kind of go in there.
Go in wide. You got to.
That could
Go
be
in super wide and then give him the cold fish. Then tuck your thumb. Go in real wide like this. And then and then tuck that thumb at the end like this. And you give him the cold fish.
Your thumb, yeah.
Cold fish.
Yeah.
Tuck it in. And they just shake.
You're like
they shake your little. They shake these four fingers and they feel weird. Yeah,
How about when people catch you early and they're up here on your hand?
Nothing worse.
Can't have it. Oh man, that's.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice chatting with you. It's like first time I shook Brock Lesnar's hand. I was like, all right, got to go in pretty good here. And then I saw that he had 2 fucking frying pans attached to his fucking wrist there. And and then that thing was gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
See you later.
Swallowed.
Holy shit, I'm an adult male, I thought. All right, thanks. I'm going to get out of here. But if I would have won in early, I think, on him, probably never talk to me again.
Yep.
Let's remember that. Anyways, thank you, Gumpy. We appreciate you, buddy. We miss you. Can't wait to see you.
Miss you, pal.
I was told
the Dolphins fucking stink.
I'm really happy that he didn't bury anybody because
he's worried though.
Well, that could also have been. I was told the culture was changed under McDaniel.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's not there yet.
No,
he's not there yet, which is good. That's good.
With Tua, I mean, you can say what you want, but these last 2 weeks, he's looked terrible. Like, so you wonder if it is kind of time in the season where it's like, do we need to be concerned about Tua being able to win a playoff game with this team? I mean, at the end of the first half last night, he was like 3 of 15 for like 35 yards, and the Chargers defense aren't exactly world beaters. They played good last night, but like it'd be very easy right now in the season to kind of just be like, I was told Tua was supposed to be good this year,
and he hasn't.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And he's confined.
Yeah, true.
In Canada, so keep it up, Gumpy.
Yeah, that's his luck.
Because I was told Gumpy was the most miserable guy of all time.
Exactly.
And he's not. He's not, it sounds like.
No, he's optimistic. I think Saturday's a huge game just because it's supposed to be in the elements.
Saturday games.
In Buffalo. Oh, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Did you know there were Saturday games this week?
This Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now I do.
Boom.
See?
3 of them.
Hey, Pat, you want to do the Vegas Bowl? Absolutely. What's the day? Saturday? Do it. Hell yeah.
Sure.
Give me it. Can't wait. Right in the middle of the fucking Colts-Vikings game. Literally right in the middle of it. I had no idea. Can't wait to do the Vegas Bowl. Obviously excited. Oregon State, Florida.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Can't wait. Get to call a college football game with Kirk Herbstreit. I mean, that is obviously amazing and an incredible opportunity. See, also, had no idea that the NFL was playing on Saturday. That's going to be a fascinating thing, AJ. Certainly fascinating.
Is Fowler your play-by-play?
No, David Pash. I guess he calls basketball games with Bill Walton.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
He does a good job.
I'm excited to hear what the coaches' calls were today, right in the middle of the show. So
How'd it go?
Well, I wasn't able to go.
Yeah,
Right in the middle of the show.
Both
You
songs
get Kirk's
today.
notes. Kirk will send you his notes.
I hope so. I feel like an asshole, though, like to the coaches. Like, I don't know these coaches. Billy Napier, we've had him on the
Friend
show.
of the program.
What's that?
You could just point him in the direction, hey, sorry, I'm live on here for a long time.
Yeah, do you want to ask him a question now so you can send the clip to him later? Or?
Yeah,
Do it.
let me do some research. I will certainly do that. I am pumped to call a game with Kirk.
Yeah.
Call a college football game with Kirk Herbstreit is a hilarious. Not a lot of people have got to do that. You know what I mean?
It's going to be fun to watch. Like, just you guys, the game aside, like you guys
clips,
interacting.
It's going to be a big clips game.
Clips.
Yeah, you're joining the likes of like Fowler and Musburger and.
That's about it.
Yep.
David Pash, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool to do. Had no idea NFL game was happening at the time. I'm sure we will try our best to clip this thing to make sure, everybody gets to see the because it's going to be an electrifying. Oregon State, tough team.
Tough team.
Tough
Gritty.
team.
The Beavers?
Beavers, baby.
Oh,
You kidding me?
Good year.
Great year.
They can build a dam.
Oh, you're goddamn right they can. They can do a
Playing
lot more.
quarterback for Florida. I feel like they have a couple guys out.
Okay, so starting quarterback, AR-15, he going to the NFL.
That's right.
Beginning of the year, a lot of people wondered if he was going to be able to be a quarterback at all. After 1 year saying, hey, I'm going to be an NFL quarterback. Excited to see how that works out. Incredibly athletic. I think the end of the year looked a lot better than the beginning of the year as a quarterback. Nonetheless, I don't think anybody expected that. He's a second-string quarterback for Florida.
Yeah.
He's in a penitentiary right now.
That's right.
What happened?
Child porn.
Oh, my God.
No, he's out.
Who is this?
Oh, he's out?
Yeah, he's not playing. I don't think he's getting released.
He's out of the game. Yeah.
So.
What?
Is he out of jail?
I don't know. I heard AJ say.
Who the hell did this?
Was he a backup or a third?
He was
Backup.
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 He was backup.
Okay.
So first NFL jail, third stringer.
Was that John's son?
Jalen Kitna is the second.
Oh, young
stringer.
Kitna. Jesus Christ.
Those are very serious allegations, just like what happened to Chris Beard down in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Hey, that's super
What's
serious.
what's going to happen? Like, what? Yeah, whenever the details come out, like, what is going on?
I have no idea. That is not good. In the middle of a season right now, I will obviously say, as somebody who has been directly connected to the Texas basketball team because of meeting Chris Beard whenever he was on game day and then getting an opportunity to have a beer with him and the coaching staff and how hospitable they were to me down there when I was down there. I had no idea that any of these allegations were obviously possible or something that would happen to somebody who is in the position with the opportunity that that he has. It's obviously very serious allegations, taken very serious that I had no idea about. A lot of people have tweeted me and asked me if I'm coaching the rest of the year. I can't. I'm a little busy.
Sure.
But those are serious allegations. Serious strangulation. That's fucking.
Yeah, that's
Middle of the night, too. Like, yeah. Took him in at 4 a.m. or something. Like, man, I don't know.
That's a wild Monday morning.
They play tonight, too, doesn't he? His team plays tonight.
Well, and I've been in a meeting there, where they're giving a speech, and we've all been in a meeting here in college where the coach is talking about everything like, hey, distractions and this and that and this and that and that. That's going to be a tough thing, you know what I mean, forever with this.
Yeah.
That's a crazy.
I'd say.
Hope everybody's okay. Obviously, very serious allegations. Had no idea that was ever possible, and we are very firmly against those things happening in our society.
Yes.
We'd like everybody to know that. Let's pivot back to our sport. Buccaneers got fucking killed, AJ Hawk. Hey, listen, the 49ers team, you love their defense. Everybody loves their defense. But as a defensive player, as a man who has great respect for D'Amico Ryans and Fred Warner and everybody that played the same position as you basically on that defense in that area, they're fucking unbelievable at everything. And Brock Purdy is continuing to prove that he can certainly be the guy for them long term. Jordan Schultz said, he called a couple people at the Niners building, and he said, what do you have in Brock Purdy? And they told him they got a little Jimmy G. They got a guy who's obviously incredibly athletic, went all the way back to what he was in high school, where he told Saban that Saban doesn't know football, because if anything, I am accurate. Okay, yeah. I'm undersized? Sure. Okay, I could still get better? Sure, Saban. Saying I'm inaccurate? Get the fuck out. This guy doesn't know ball.
You never seen film.
I'm going to Iowa State instead of fucking Bama after Montana State was one of the only teams that had offered him. Go Bobcats, of course. But he drops one in the bucket here to Christian McCaffrey. He makes a couple other throws over the middle over the past couple weeks that we've seen where he sat in the pocket and taken massive shots. He has swagger. He has moxie. Teammates seemingly love him. That was another thing that one of the Niners people reached out to Schultz and told him, like, have you seen how excited everybody has gotten for Purdy with the success that he's had? Pump fake, touchdown, how you doing? Keep it moving with somebody draped on top of him. What an incredible story this Mr. Irrelevant is. What an incredible run this is. What do you think of this Niners team? And are you over and out on the Bucs forever now that Tom is going to the Raiders next season?
Well, if that's the case, yeah, we'll have to watch the Raiders play. But, yeah, the Bucs, I think when there was I don't know how much time, almost the whole second half left, and they were down 35-0, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The touchdown
that right there was alarming. When I'm like, there is a lot of game to play here and a lot of road to cover. And it just, you don't normally see that with Tom Brady and with the Bucs. Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to give the Niners all the credit. But, man, yeah, the Bucs, I don't have a ton of faith in what they can do moving forward. But, once again, Tom Brady is there. I always feel like I can't completely count him out with the magic that he can kind of create.
They're probably still going to win the NFC South, so they'll get into the tournament, and everybody that was a hell of a fucking play.
Yeah, unbelievable.
He had an underthrow to Julio Jones earlier. He had that overthrow earlier. This is a throw that Tom Brady doesn't normally make because he probably knows that guy's there. I mean, it was a rough go for Tom Brady and the Bucs as a whole. I mean, the conversation is going to be about the Bucs being dead, but let's turn it back to the Niners because I guess there's a narrative out there. Schultz kind of said it.
Yeah.
Joe Banner, who used to be the general manager of the Eagles, quote tweeted one of my tweets and said it. People don't think the Niners can win a Super Bowl right now. Why? Why is that even why do people think that's
because
the
of
case?
Brock Purdy? They're saying once Jimmy G went down, then their chances to win are gone. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, but if you watch the game, you know that.
Yeah, with all due respect.
But people never counted on Jimmy really to win games for them either. Like
Correct.
they wanted Jimmy to kind of be the manager and take care of the ball and complement all these weapons they have on offense, and then their defense is going to play well.
I was told that Jimmy G wasn't a good quarterback. That's a real thing, though. The people bury Jimmy G. This guy's just a game manager, whatever. But people had the Niners going to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Right.
Yes.
Now Brock Purdy is in there making similar plays. We're all Jimmy G fans. We're just telling you what other people have said. I love Jimmy G.
Love Jimmy G.
A little bit scared about his Nona not cooking.
Not being able to cook.
That's an interesting, as somebody that grew up in an Italian family, neighborhood community, I've never heard of that. That's the first time I've heard. So that might be a little bit alarming if his Nona doesn't cook, which was said on a Subway commercial.
Yep.
So that's the only thing. I love Jimmy G. But why would Purdy not be able to be? I don't understand why people think he wouldn't be able to because there isn't a book out on him yet, I guess.
I don't know, but also like their defense, like they're not going to have to score 35 points a game to win games. Like their defense is good enough where, like you said, as long as he doesn't make mistakes and turn the ball over a bunch, like they should be able to either be in most games with an opportunity to win or win most games by scoring like 21 to 24 points.
So what do we got? No offense to the Packers. Okay, we'll just say they're
not
in there.
dead yet.
Yeah, we'll just say they're in there because mathematically not eliminated after a weekend. Commanders also bumped up to like 76%, Kornacki told me. Went into the weekend at 40-some% chance of making it into the playoffs, up to 76% of the chance to make it in the playoffs. Shout out to Kornacki season being back in the football world on Football Night in America. But it's we're just staring down Eagles in them, right? I mean, that's just literally we're all staring down Niners, Eagles in the NFC.
And Chiefs, Bills.
Oh, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I let off the show, not let off, in the first hour, chatted about how I found respect for the Cowboys winning that game they weren't supposed to win. Connor actually said, when you win on bad days, that's good news. And I was like, Connor, that's a bar and also very profound. The Cowboys beat the shit out of the Indianapolis Colts, 33-zip in the fourth quarter, a little bit of a runaway. The Cowboys also murdered the Minnesota Vikings, who are certainly still in the entire NFC conversation. We shall see at the end of the day. They're going to have to find it back again. I think they will. They got the Colts this weekend. There's a chance they find it. But we're coming out of a bye week, nonetheless. But the Dallas Cowboys, when they needed it, they got it. They flipped on a switch. We need a touchdown to win this game. We've been fucking around. We've been dicking around. We haven't looked as good. The Texans are a professional football team. People do get paid millions of dollars to coach and play over there. But when they needed it, they got it. Zeke runs it in. They get a touchdown to win this game with 45 seconds left. I don't think this is as big as a damning win as everybody else seems to think for the Cowboys. I still have faith in the Cowboys. I don't know if they're Niners or Eagles, but I still have faith in the Cowboys to make a run at this thing in the NFC, AJ.
Oh, I definitely still have faith in the Cowboys. And I would take the stance of that con man saying too, like, yeah, when you're not playing, you have to be able to win games when things aren't going well, when you're not playing right, when it doesn't look like it normally looks when you guys are rolling. You find a way when it really matters. Hey, when it matters and we needed to score, we found a way to score and we won the game. That's all that matters to me.
Now, let's talk about a team in the NFC where it is going their way and the ball is bouncing their way. And it seems as if ever since one bathtub of whiskey was debuted to the world on Peyton's Places, one particular team has just figured out how to play football better than everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, as a favorite this weekend, the brand new Lions dog walk the Minnesota Vikings and have won, 5 out of the last 6 games?
Yep.
They're going this way. The brand new Lions can make it into the playoffs.
Yep.
The brand new Lions seem to have a culture of winning.
Yep.
And the brand new Lions are not only creative and tough, but they're fucking together and running people out of gyms. Balls are bouncing their way.
Yes.
Promos are being cut for them. Jared Goff is slinging the rock like he's never done it before. And in special teams, you guys are picking up fake punts, which are normally happen against you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new Lions are for real, huh, Foxy?
Boy, Foxy.
How about it?
I can't believe it. I mean, that was spot on. I tweeted this yesterday. That was the biggest game we've had in years, since the Stafford Johnson years. And for them to come out and absolutely manhandle the Vikings, a 10-2 team, it's something I've never seen before. And we've known it all along. MCDC, that guy's a fucking evil genius. Yeah. We get our draft pick in there. Jameson Williams, boom, touchdown, like you said.
1 catch, 1 tud, 1 gift tweet.
Ooh.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. And then, like you said, the fucking fake punt, 4th and 7 in our own territory. Awesome. The fact that works, it's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And then the best one of them all, something that the same old Lions would literally never do. We get Penei Sewell on a motion, 3rd down, got to have it for the win. Pop pass to him, game over. I've never seen anything like it. And that's why they're the brand new Lions.
Congrats to the BNL.
It's the most fun I've ever had as a Lions fan, straight up. No offense to Stafford, no offense to Calvin. We expected those teams to win because they were good. Wow. This team, no one expected to win, so I'm having more fun now than I ever have in my entire life.
You said, I forget when it was, maybe after training camp and MCDC looked cool or said something cool. you said give that man a 10-year contract.
10-year contract.
Because we're all excited about
Yep,
it. Then you guys
100%.
start terribly, absolutely miserably.
1-6.
You fire the DB coach, and then all of a sudden something happens. Aiden Hutchinson's figured out the NFL.
He's awesome.
Jared Goff in the offense. Williams has more tuds than anybody else. And MCDC seemingly has everybody bought in. AJ, what are your thoughts on the brand new Lions, pal?
I mean, you're right. What was the DB coach doing that they let go? You can't put it all on that, but they really have turned it around defensively for sure since that moment, right?
They still got Aaron Glenn as the DC. I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him and MCDC battling with each other after the game, like a quick push and shove or whatever.
And AG was loved last year. It was his first year as DC, and people already thought he was going to leave for a head coaching job. That's how good he was last year. So when they come out this year and have the worst defense in the league, no one knows what the hell's going on, and then you just fire that one guy.
Fire one coach, and then all of a sudden,
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Well,
I mean, it might have been a fucking problem.
He got a
Yes.
good job right away.
They still gave up,
I would
what,
say poor
220?
guy.
To Justin Jefferson,
220.
who
180.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah, 180. Yeah,
True, he does that to everybody.
Yeah,
True.
Kirk Cousins also made a couple throws.
He had a great day. I think he had over 400.
That's the type of day, though, that the Lions aren't supposed to win.
Never.
No. And to your point, we're getting the bounces. Dalvin Cook fumbles in the red zone. Like, it's
gonna be a
unbelievable.
pass.
And we got to give Goff some love. Goff is unbelievable. On every single third down, got to have it situation. He threw absolute darts, and he got them for us. And that's something that we never do. And so it's awesome to see. I think he's our quarterback for the foreseeable future. I don't think we got to draft anyone.
There we go. Goff.
Go, Jerry. Goff. You see Penei Sewell after he caught that little flat route, too? He went down and then he smacked the hell out of whatever Viking was in his area. But they didn't throw a flag because it's the brand new Lions. And if it was the old Lions, it's right after this he goes down.
Oh yeah, the guy gets in his face,
pushed or something. They just boom, and they didn't throw the flag.
Get off my bitch.
It would have been after the play, first down.
Yes,
would have been a first down regardless. Nonetheless, need it, got it, have it. MCDC and the brand new Lions are rolling. Yeah, Goff won 27-39, 333 tuds.
Damn good.
He looks like a new player.
Deep ball right now.
He looks like, honestly.
Kirk Cousins, 31-41, 425, 2 tuds.
A lot of yards.
Brand new Lions get the big-time win. How about the Jets and the Bills? Started out as a snoozer. Started out as a snoozer. Josh Allen wasn't necessarily completing as many balls as we had thought. Then he just takes it upon himself, start running. This motherfucker went airborne against the Jets, week 14. Full loop-de-loo, spinny-do. How you doing? Keep it moving. Josh Allen is bigger, stronger, faster, tougher than your guy. First down, 3rd and 15, 0-0. This game showcased, I think, that the Jets could be good. I think this game showcased that the Buffalo Bills offense has a dog at quarterback in Josh Allen. And now they have played some tight games here last couple of weeks, so it is something we should certainly keep an eye on. They end up winning. They're 9-0, and Jordan Poyer starts for them on the defensive side with his cool elbow sleeve. You like this Bills team to go on a run in the AFC? You think they're representing in the Super Bowl for the American Football Conference, AJ Hawk?
I think there's a very, very real possibility that they represent the AFC. I think it's possible. I mean, I have a hard time ever discounting the Chiefs and what they can do, but what Josh Allen was doing there, remember he was on the show last week, and you asked him about taking care of himself or not running all the time, and he said it's a calculated risk. If it's a got-to-have-it situation, that was 3rd and 15, that clip you showed right there, and he found a way to get 16 or 17 by sacrificing his body.
Yeah, he did sacrifice his body. We talked to him about what Ken Dorsey says before the play or whatever. 3rd and 15, hey, bub, gotta fucking have this one. Look how boring this game has been. It's starting to rain and snow and sleet. It's miserable out here. 3rd and 15, boo birds are coming out from Bills Mafia. And then all of a sudden it cuts off, 15-second play. What's the play? Do number 14 or whatever, those pre-snap conversations between OC and quarterback. Congrats to the Bills getting a win they need to have. Congrats to Mike White coming back 4 or 5 times. The locker room legend continues to grow. All the boys love him. I think Jets fans do as well. Not good enough to beat the Bills yesterday, but the Jets, I think, are upward trend, but so is that entire division, or are they? The Dolphins going back. We have to take 2 steps backward real quick. We have a legend joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, not only a Super Bowl champion, I believe, with the Green Bay Packers, but a Detroit Lions legend. A lot of people have said things about his height and his weight. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Lang.
Yeah!
Teach.
Well, Zito's the only one who's ever said something about my weight.
Publicly.
Publicly.
Publicly, yeah. Zito says hello, by the way. I DM'd TJ yesterday. I said, hey, bub, can we FaceTime you tomorrow during the show about these brand new Lions? Forgot I had done that until Foxy was talking about it, and I said, Zito, call TJ Lang. Didn't answer, just called back. TJ, thank you for calling back. We'll add this into the clip about the Detroit Lions. Bounces are going your way. You guys are creative out of nowhere. MCDC's got a culture built. What the fuck's happening? Why is this the brand new Lions and not the same old Lions, TJ Lang?
My goodness. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, to where we were 2 months ago, literally talking about this team at 1-6, just like, all right, man, Will Anderson, you know, he'd look good in Detroit. Hey, Jalen Carter, you know, Bryce Young, and all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, look at these guys now, you know. I mean, I heard you guys talking about it a little bit. You know, they tried so many different ways of, you know, lighting a fire under some of the guys, especially defensively. You know, they benched a corner there at one point. They benched you know, Michael Brockers, who was a captain on the team. They fire a coach, you know, Aubrey Pleasant, who was really well loved in that building, and I thought he was a really good coach. But that was kind of the final wake-up call, I think, for a lot of those guys, man. I think anytime you're an athlete and, you know, coaches get fired and people lose their jobs because of, you know, you not doing yours, that wakes you up a little bit. And I think that was kind of the final straw. I don't think that was why Coach Campbell made that decision to try to wake those guys up, but, you know, it worked. You know, it worked. And everything was going so bad at that time. I mean, remember, they fired their coach, they trade TJ Hawkins, and everybody's like, oh, they're packing it in. All of a sudden, what do? They go 5-1 the next 6 weeks. I mean, it's just incredible. It really starts, in my opinion, though, Jared Goff. I mean, last week he mentioned he's playing the best football of his career. Like, that's hard to argue. You know, the last 3 games, you know, he's thrown for over 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He's taking care of the football. I mean, that's the recipe. That's it, man. He's hitting the deep shots. He's not turning the ball over. He's throwing it away, you know, when nothing's there to live another down. And that was something that killed him the first couple months of the season. Not only was he turning the ball over, you know, but a lot of those were going back for touchdowns. I memean, you lose to Philly by 3, you know, there's a pick 6 in there. You lose to Seattle by 3, there's a pick 6 in there. You know, a couple other times, fumble, goes back for a touchdown. Those are absolute killers. So you look at the games they were losing early in the season that were close. A lot of them were 1 or 2 plays away from going their way. They found a way to just turn that corner. And the young players on this team, man, I mean, those guys, I'll tell you what, the development of some of these guys, Aiden Hutchinson, James Houston, who's, you know, just finished his 3rd game, has got 4 sacks. Malcolm Rodriguez playing really good. You know, Age, I don't know if you've watched him, but he's playing really good at the linebacker spot. And, you know, even then yesterday, you know, we get Jamison Williams finally, man. People have been excited about him since May. He goes out there, first catch, you know, 40-yard touchdown. So the production they're getting from the young players, man, it's been great so far. It's been promising.
Teach, what do you think of Hutchinson? Obviously, he's playing well, especially it seems like he's getting better as the season goes. Like, what's his best thing, you think? Like, his best trait that he does when he's rushing the passer?
Man, I'll tell you what, the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've seen him starting to develop those second and third moves. You know, the first month and a half of the season, you know, I think he really had to learn the hard way that you're not just going to bull rush, you know, NFL tackles every play, right? And that's what he was doing. A lot of times, you know, he's in the 3-point, 4-point stance, and he just wants to run into guys. He wants to try to outpower the tackles. He learned that you can't do that. I mean, you might be able to get away with it maybe once or twice a game, but you got to develop something else. You know, he started to develop a spin move. Yesterday, he had that sack. He just kind of ran right around the right tackle. You know, there was nothing special about it, but I think the right tackle was thinking, O'Neal was thinking there, okay, he's probably going to try to run, you know, right through my chest, and he gives him a little switch up and makes a big play. I'll tell you, the biggest difference was him. The first 5 or 6 weeks, they had him playing on the strong side, so he was covered up. Strong side. That 6 and 7 technique, and in a 4-point stance, he couldn't really read a lot. You know, he couldn't use his instincts. It was just fire off the ball and, you know, bull in China shop. Now they've moved him more to that 2-point stance where he had a lot of that success in Michigan and getting in the backfield and, you know, making plays in the run game too. I think he had another couple tackles for loss yesterday against Minnesota. I think just how quickly he's developed those third moves has been huge, because very rarely
guys in the NFL do you see, defensive ends just win on their first move all the time? A lot of time it's, I'm going to bull rush you and then I'm going to spin, or then I'm going to go, fake the inside move, second move, spin, get back to the out, whatever it is. And that's something that I think with Aiden, man, he's taken a huge step there the last month and a half.
That means he's only going to get better, by the way. If he's just starting to learn these and work these now, they're only going to get better. The disguising is only going to get better. Last question for you here, TJ. We can't thank you enough for joining us. How do you feel about the coaching staff? Every time I see MCDC talking to the team, everybody seems to be bought in. Everybody seems to be buying in. But I think making that decision with Aiden Hutchinson, a lot of the former players on the staff being like, all right, this obviously isn't his best. Let's just get him comfortable. I think that's a weapon that they have that not everybody has. That former player-run team was getting mocked there for a while. They turn it back around. How much of that do you think had input in it?
A lot of it, man. A lot of it. And you're not only talking about, coaches that, stopped by the NFL for a cup of tea. I mean, a lot of those guys had really long careers. Deuce Staley, Mark Brunell, Hank Fraley played in the NFL for a long time. Antoine Randall, you're talking about guys that had legit, long-term NFL careers. And I think with that comes the experience of, being open and being relatable to your players, not having that stubborn kind of mentality and attitude where, this is the way I want it done and this is the way you're going to do it. Like they talk to these guys, they communicate. What are you more comfortable with? What do you guys want to do? And one of the guys, Ben Johnson, I mean, he's the one guy who didn't have that long NFL career, but he's arguably been their most important coach, man. And he's been awesome. Now, he's not good enough to be a head coach yet. He's I don't want him to leave. I want him to in Detroit. We love him here in Detroit.
This guy stinks. He's got a lot of flaws.
Bad coach. He's got long way to go, man. So hopefully he sticks around. But he's I'll tell you what, the biggest relationship in that building, I think, is always between your offensive play caller and the quarterback. And he told us a bunch of stories, just spending a ton of time this offseason with Jared Goff, just getting to know him. Hey, what do you like? Who do you like in this position? What kind of plays do you want to run? Building that chemistry between the two of them is really paying off now because, like I said, man, Jared Goff's playing at such a high level, and a lot of that's because of Ben Johnson. I mean, he's a very creative guy. He gets him in the right place at the right time. It's just everything right now that was going bad, in the first month and a half, it's completely flipped. And everything for him right now is going great. And it's not by accident. I mean, they're going out there and they're absolutely punishing teams. I mean, they're punishing teams.
Beating the fuck out of
winning
them.
by double digits.
Yeah.
I mean, Vikings, Giants, Jacksonville. Hey, Jacksonville just beat the hell out of Tennessee, man.
Beat the hell.
Football team over there either.
Hey, look at this, huh?
So it'll be interesting to see, man.
So what are the expectations now?
We got 4 games left, buddy. I mean, I'll tell you what, Foxy, I know a lot of people are laughing at you, my friend, there in the preseason. You talked about 10 wins in a playoff game, buddy. I think that is extremely realistic.
Here we go, Foxy.
I do.
And that was
you go to the Jets this week. Now, Mike White, is he still in the hospital? I know he got robbed yesterday.
Did you see those shots? There's some heavy. We're talking
goodness.
whiplash the other direction. His head almost got whiplash coming forward from a shot. He got speared by Goldberg, Roman Reigns.
Very, very rarely do you see a player's face like instantly react to a hit like that. Normally, you lay on the ground and then you're like, "Oh shit!" You could see in that slow mo vid as soon as Milano hit him, like his face was like.
His body almost leaves.
His
body almost leaves the screen.
Yeah.
His body almost left the screen. His head was still in it. I mean, that is
killed.
The other one, too,
especially with the other one was definitely
head over
problematic.
Yeah.
But that's like a perfectly legal shot. Milano with a perfectly legal, like he's tackling a bag. That was like a tackle bag. That's a form tackle. Run through his sternum meets spine. Oh my god.
Lions versus Joe Flacco.
No. Jeez Louise.
The Lions versus some Joe Flacco this Sunday.
You don't want that.
I'll tell you what, man.
Hey, Schultz said that he would assume he's not going to be able to play in 5-6 days, but that was pundit Schultz, not insider Schultz.
Right.
That locker room loves Mike White. How could you not? The guy had been playing good football, and he went back in after probably fracturing some ribs. Good luck against the Jets next week. Yeah. Ty has a question for you, though.
Yeah,
go ahead,
man.
Ty.
Yeah, T, you talk about Jared Goff, and it seemed, and Foxy said it too, he wants him to be the guy for the foreseeable future, whereas, like 5-6 weeks ago, it was, hey, with that Rams pick, we're probably going to end up drafting a quarterback. Do you think the Lions have seen enough in the last 4 or 5 weeks where they're sticking with Goff. They're not going to get a quarterback with that top 5 pick or whatever it's going to end up being. They're going to use that elsewhere.
I could see him leading that way for sure. Now, I think with Jared, it's always been about the consistency, right? And I think he's stacked 5 or 6 really good weeks together now. But I still think there's going to a big part of it's going to be on how this season finishes out. You know, if he can play at that consistent level for the next 4 games, gosh, man, I would be shocked if they tried to go out there and replace him in any way. And look, I think with the way that they played the past couple games and hopefully finishing the season strong, you know, that would lead you into, you know, belief that, hey, next year is the year that we're really competing for the playoffs, not only playoffs, but the top of that division. And that's not something that you do with a young quarterback. So I definitely see Jared Goff being in their long-term plans.
How about this? The brand new Lions. It's like 15 minutes we just talked. 20 minutes on a Monday. We're talking about the Lions.
Unreal.
Here we go.
Strange.
The hottest thing in sports, boys.
What's that, buddy? What'd you say?
It's the hottest team in sports, my friends.
All right.
Everybody, jump on. Come on. You know your Colts ain't doing nothing. Come on. Come wear the other blue and white, my buddy.
I am a little and gray. You guys wear a lot of gray. I don't necessarily love the gray. A lot of gray. The Colts are staring down TJ, the Colts' future. Dude, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I've tried to piece it together. Everybody's paid at every position, but it's like, are they the right people? Clearly not.
No.
So what does, you know what I mean? It's like, what is the future?
But,
yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, do you think if they get a young quarterback in there, a new quarterback in there, that could change? You know, I know Matt Ryan.
They fall off
take his
trees.
lumps there, but
Where do these new quarterbacks come from?
Dude, you know how much quarterbacks move around now. I mean, look at just the past couple of years. Give up a couple.
Yeah, we've been a part of it.
Go get Russell. Get Russell Wilson.
We do not.
Yeah, go give Denver some picks, man.
Hope
You
he's
probably get him for a 6.
Bro, he got.
Oh yeah,
he got dumped.
Dude, did you see that? He landed on his full body on his head. That was a tough shot. Hope he's okay. Hello, bro.
Rusted?
Yeah. Look at it.
He's
got another head growing on top of his head.
Bro, his helmet. No. You know how helmets hit noses and shit. Like, look at 2 doors down there. Yeah. This one hit him right in the fucking right there.
Boom.
Oh man,
it was bad, dude. It was bad. It wasn't good. Hope he's okay. Just like I hope the Lions finish because expectations are high again. All of a sudden,
they're not
exciting. Ladies and gentlemen,
go boys.
TJ Lang, thank you, buddy. I love that. I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
Foxy.
Hey. Don't me.
Man.
This season is already the biggest W of all time. Anything that happens after this, bonus. We're good.
They're in quite a
Nick, you don't make the playoffs now.
We got our guy. MCDC's the guy. No one believed in that until just this moment and just yesterday when they won.
What's the predicament?
I mean, are they going to be the Lions and do something like the Lions would? Let's just go back to a few years ago when they had the number 3 overall pick, right? And they took Okudah instead of taking Herbert. Like, are they going to take someone who
they had Stafford, dude? They weren't going to take
absolutely.
Herbert.
But again, old quarterback. Are we going to stick with Goff or? Maybe with that Rams pick, you take a guy who is a quarterback because, hopefully you're never that high in the draft again.
Yeah, but this draft class, I don't know,
for sure.
I look at it the complete opposite way, too. Like, Goff's really good. Let's not fuck anything up and draft another quarterback and screw him over. Yeah. I think that's bad juju.
Well, Ben seems like a great coach. Ben Johnson or whatever.
Yeah.
He seemingly is a great coach. Who knows if it's him, if it's Goff. But if it works, why get rid of it? Remember, they had Jim Caldwell.
That's right.
I know.
He was winning, but not enough.
I think they won 10 games.
Are they still going to do that? Hey, we're winning, but not enough. Are they going to do that?
Sheila Ford Hamp.
Ben Johnson will be out there in a heartbeat as soon as he gets a head coaching offer.
What?
Who do you think's going to offer? Maybe Colts?
Yeah, I would too.
Maybe the Colts.
Yeah.
Oh,
they great the offense.
It's not that far.
They got Pierce Brosnan or Pierce.
Yeah, Brosnan.
Parks Frazier.
Tony.
He's 30 years old.
Come on.
Yeah, he's
True,
the next
mate.
fucking whiz kid.
Yeah, promote from within.
He is a whiz kid.
Is he? I think he's figuring it out every single game. Each game seems to go the same way, but I think he's figuring it out. I got faith in Parks.
It was 21-19 against the Cowboys going into the fourth.
It was. Boom. It's not his fault. That baby Parks. Good playing.
Parks.
All right, let's take a break. Let's take 5 and then be back on the other side for this Overreaction Monday, December 12th, 2022. Obviously, AJ Hawks here. We got to talk about the games that we haven't covered in depth yet, which would be we did all.
Yeah, we covered all of them, actually.
I'm pretty proud of us.
Not bad.
Got a big game tonight.
Yeah, huge.
Big game tonight and overreactions. Boom. Best part of Monday is on the other side.
Boom.
The overreactions from around the internet on the other side, plus predictions for this evening by myself, AJ, and the boys. And then we'll also try to make a couple shots so we can give away some stuff.
Sure.
It's a holiday season, AJ. You saw little fat Santa's back with the surfboard right here?
No, where is he? It's not. I can't show up in my.
Boom. Boom. Right here.
Oh.
Boom. 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 Right there. Fat Santa.
There he is.
That thing's
Good to see him back.
I missed that.
Hell yeah. Happy holidays. We'll do a giveaway at the end of this thing. We'll have some Twitter reactions, overreactions, get some predictions out there.
Here we go.
And we got to talk about Super Boost. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at 5. Take 5. Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. Yes. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody would tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog!
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach first coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach? Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What you got?
Scissors.
Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, rough.
I definitely got Jason Kelce the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do, because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, you guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
Since November of last year, the Chiefs are 20-2 against all other teams other than the Bengals. They're 0-3 against the Bengals. This team is beloved by that city for good reason. They're tough. They're explosive. Defensive side, they ripped the ball out of Travis Kelce's hands.
Oh, yeah.
There's some dogs out there running around. It's a fucking miracle that the Bengals have been able to do what they've been able to do. They just got an indoor bubble this past offseason. This is the first winter that they've been able to go in a bubble to practice. Just in case a fucking blizzard comes through Cincinnati, Ohio. This team didn't even have a fucking sponsor for their stadium until this year.
They're running with Pirine right now. He's their second string running back. He's unbelievable. And yeah, here's T. Higgins. But they get Jamar back. They're getting Joe Mixon back.
Hurst was on the sidelines, I think. So hopefully he comes back or whatever. You got a guy he is an Ohio fuck. Playing quarterback who's incredibly tough, confident, and talented. He is obviously the leader of that team and how they go. And they're going to prove to be able to win for the long haul here because they got a guy at quarterback and they got multiple positions around them that are very, very tough. The offensive line seems to be figuring it out. Beginning of the year, we didn't know if this brand new offensive line where you got new security in town, ain't nobody going to touch you anymore, if they were going to be able to be worth a fuck this year. They seemingly are. Pirine coming together is huge for them. He has a different running style than Mixon. He's a different player than Mixon. They're going to be able to probably put them both back there at some point. This team is fun to watch. They get a massive win over the Chiefs, who listen, Travis Kelce doesn't get the ball ripped out of his hand. That doesn't happen.
Sometimes I don't know how you hold on to the ball. Like, you got to get down as fast as you can. Kelce started to try to get down. He realized, this one feels like it's coming out. He's trying to go down right there. He's trying to get that knee down.
Bro, yeah, and he was real close, too. They ran a replay. It was very close. Not close enough, obviously. The ball did come out. I think we all agree
his
on
arm
that.
is right in there. He probably pulled the tip right out of there. Jeez.
That guy's arm, you get 5 points of pressure is like, hey, we need the hand, obviously the back end of the side of it, put it against your tit high and tight or whatever, blah, 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 run it with this. If a guy has enough time to get his hand in, like jiu-jitsu almost, like pointing on your leg, and then like getting your hand in there, that's going to be tough to hang on. If they get the tip, it's over. No matter how many points of pressure you have, it seems like the one that really matters is the fucking back end. If they get that thing's out. What a play. That was a miscue that we're not used to seeing out of the greatest tight end of all time, statistically, Travis Kelce. Then Bucker misses a kick. What a game. I mean, we've been waiting for that type of game for a long time. Two teams living up to expectations, playing great football against each other in a fantastic environment. That was a playoff game we got to watch yesterday.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, December 12th, 2022. Hour 3 starts right now. Football! That's right. Football's what we talk about on a day-to-day basis. Football's always cooking. There's a lot of games to overreact to all day. We can't wait to dive into the internet's overreactions here momentarily. To my left, your right, is a man who's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, video game shit talker, NBA pundit, COVID survivor, and the man who is the most Ohio fuck of all time, AJ Hall.
Hey, AJ!
Talks the tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt, at Tone Diggs, and Connor actually has something to say to everybody out there. Ain't that right, Connor?
You know, I do, Pat. And it's not just, happy holidays to, you and your loved ones. It's also that today's show is presented by Cash App.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Play action to Penny Sewell on 4th down. That's money. Brock Purdy leading the 49ers.
Third down.
Well, hey, look, Bruce fucks me every week with these ads. So I just read what he puts in front of me, okay? So don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger here.
Relax.
Shoot
everything's
Bruce.
okay.
It's all right.
Hey, everything's okay, dude. Don't worry about it.
Take a deep breath.
Jeez, everything's all right. Everything's going to be okay.
To shoot anybody.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, you do. Whoever screws up, you have to shoot. Everyone knows that.
No, this isn't. Not saying it.
Yeah, this isn't Qatar, okay?
Jeez. Hey. Hey, easy, AJ. Honestly,
I'm laughing at that one.
Honestly, listen. We'll get back to this later. Cash App.
Okay, so not money.
Terrible.
What is going on in Qatar is not money.
Bro, this is 2022.
Not money.
Not money.
This is a reminder that everything ain't sweet, okay? in everybody's ideal life that we all want everybody to abide by, in how future and progressive thinking we want everybody to view everybody as okay, and everybody to have best intentions, and everybody to make the right decisions all the time. Like, we have this fantasy land that we're all hoping for and striving for, and I think we all think we're already there because in certain circles of the internet, if you kind of block out all the other noise, that can exist, and that is some people's reality. It is not reality in the world, though, and that has to be remembered every single time we think about something like this, because this Grant Wahl, okay, Sports Illustrated soccer reporter who was covering the Soccer Lombardi over in Qatar, dies, healthy 39-year-old or something like that, dies over there, 49?
I think 49.
49 years old, whatever the case, healthy dude, just ends up dying over there. I mean, obviously, rest in peace. We've never met Grant Wahl.
No.
This is not good. But an American journalist dies over there, okay? So every step going forward about the autopsy and everything is going to be under a microscope for international relations, I would assume. International relations are happening at this point. It is bananas. He had bronchitis or something the day beforehand, and then he has a heart attack and dies the next day, seemingly healthy. There's photos of him rocking the rainbow shirt for unity and equality, being forced to not come into a stadium unless he changes his shirt. He has said things on podcasts, I guess, that go against what the Qatar state people would want.
The day before he released the article on the deaths of the migrant workers.
Which obviously were in a stadium. I mean, this is 2022, and it seems like we got a pretty big fucking deal happening with an American journalist who's beloved, it seems like, by everybody that works with him. This is a wild story, AJ. This is a wild situation here.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's terribly sad too. Like he passed out at the game. Like, so was it a heart attack? Is that what
I believe
eventually happened?
I believe people are. The internet is. We read a report on the internet, assuming it's a heart issue. But all of us immediately think, oh, this guy got killed.
Some sort of foul play involved.
Oh, they poisoned.
Like the other journalists, the other people covering the game, saw like he tipped over in his chair at a stadium. Like that's how. Like this was right in front of everybody too. Like this is terrible.
Well, and everybody else that's there has to think to themselves,
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Gotta get that
right?
out of here.
Because this was what was being mocked about.
Yeah.
Remember? Hey, you don't. They'll kill you.
Yeah, don't fuck around.
Like that's what's being like. That's like the jokes on the internet. Like, oh, watch it. No, remember there was the okie doke when he got there. No alcohol.
Yep.
No public displays of affection. No this. No this. No this. And it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought because you're inviting the world in that was going to be okay. They're like, nope, you're coming into our world now. And then everybody's immediate thought was like, your world also means this, this, and this. If you disagree with or openly state that, there's no free press in a lot of these places. And it's like, no, that is seemingly right in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard not to believe that until, I guess, everything comes out. There's going to be some people that are never going to believe that there was no foul play involved.
Well, and I can't remember if he tweeted it or said something, but yeah, like he was having bronchitis or issues with that or whatever it was, and he went to like one of the medical areas or medical tents, and they gave him like a cocktail of something, and he tweeted like feeling 1,000% better today, and I think that was maybe a day or 2 days before he died. So it is just
he was tweeting.
Yeah.
Hours before he's pronounced dead about the game. Like we're up and at him. His brother is obviously we're not telling anybody anything that they don't know. We're just trying to piece it all together. His brother, for those who maybe didn't hear, his brother came out and said he was fully healthy. This is a fully healthy guy, happy guy, like this whole thing. And it's crazy. FIFA is going to have to, I'm assuming they don't have to answer questions to anybody ever because they're FIFA and they run the world. And that's basically what the documentary has said, like the amount of power they have because they can bring the attention and the money to your country just with a couple votes. And that was on the Sepp Blatter thing. This is a big deal. American journalists.
Oh, yeah.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
Not that it wouldn't be anywhere else, but we're just saying seemingly it gets a little louder when we're involved, when America's involved.
Yeah.
What would be the answer? I don't know. This is a wild situation.
Yeah, and not to pile on like bad situations, but when we're talking about hard situations, the Mike Leach thing that dropped last night.
Yeah.
Too.
Is he okay? What happened to him?
Still in
critical condition.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, they're like, hey, prayers are actually needed. But they weren't coming from like a Mississippi State account.
No.
It was coming from like everybody else. Like, hey, his actual prayers are needed right now for Mike Leach. And I'm like, is this person just trying to get like clout on the internet right now, which is the immediate. It's hard not to think about that if somebody's not directly connected or the source. It's like, oh, this person's trying to get clout off a terrible situation. I hate this person. But then like others started reporting about it. It was like, oh no, things look bad for Mike Leach. He was just coaching a couple weeks ago.
Right before we went on, Mississippi State put out a statement, said he was in critical condition. I believe he was life flighted yesterday.
Yeah, he was airlifted somewhere.
Yeah, but there was weather, so they were grounded for a little bit. They found a window to get there. I wonder if the lack of ability during the storm or the weather kind of changed anything. I try to read up as much as possible because, I mean, he's not that old.
No.
He
really
active.
Yeah.
Brain
Scary.
sharp.
Yeah.
Very sharp.
Beloved, it feels like, by a lot of people.
61.
What's that?
He's only 61.
Damn, man. All right. We are sorry to everybody who's going through anything, anywhere, but to the Leach family, T's and P's down there. Hey, positive vibes. Let's go. Hey, yeah, come on.
You got this, Mike. Here we go.
Come on. All right, let's get back to the NFL. That Grant Wahl stuff, very sad.
Crazy, yeah.
Very sad.
They're working. I would assume his family in the U.S. is working to get his body back here, right? Like, do we know where any of that is?
You would assume, right? I mean, I don't know that world enough. I've only seen the movies about, when bodies are in another country's custody.
Think about it. That was a relative or a friend of yours. You'd be like, all right, what do we got to do to? Obviously, we want to get him back here, but as quickly as we. Yeah, I don't know. It's terrible.
What was that movie? It was in like Philadelphia.
Vince Papali.
It was about a guy getting his son back from overseas. His body.
Oh.
It was actually about that. And he teamed up with like his former. It's a movie. I watched the whole thing.
Awfully sad. Sounds brutal.
It was on TV. I was in and out of naps. I woke up and they were in the middle of explaining what it was, and then I thought oh shit, that's probably a thing. Whenever bodies are in the custody of other countries, and families want them back, you don't really hear about that afterwards. You always hear about the passing and then T's and P's to the family, and then you move on. Like we would assume that FIFA has good enough relations with Qatar to be able to make this be an easy transition. Is that's who we're hoping is the mediator there? Because what's the United States relations with Qatar?
I read some tweets from his brother yesterday. I believe he was complimenting and thanking the U.S. ambassador in Qatar, as far as like getting the body and stuff back like that. Yeah. That's who I believe.
They secured like all of his personal belongings and stuff like that.
Because if it was difficult too, all signs point more so too.
Yeah, if there's any discrepancy at all in anything.
Exactly.
Well, even there are going to be a bunch of LeBron was tweeting, because this guy wrote the first piece on LeBron when he was in high school. Like he is, the amount of people who have tweeted about how terrible this is. Like this isn't just going to be some random American journalist died in Qatar and then that's kind of the end of it. I think there's enough kind of a groundswell behind this. They will get to the bottom to whatever the hell happened here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man. 2022.
Exactly.
Eric Wahl. Update, we are traveling with Grant's body to the medical examination and autopsy per a U.S. government official. FIFA is saying AEDs were available at the stadium. Thank you to American Airlines for their incredible help. Thank you to the New York Port Authority and the U.S. government. Humble. It says Wahl is getting transferred there to see Grant, I assume. What happened? I'm not.
They were pumping his chest. They didn't have the defibrillators in right in that area for 20 minutes. What I read.
Damn.
Yeah. Those things save people's lives. That's why they're all over schools and any sporting the deal you're at. They have them.
This is literally everything though that people feared about having it there, right?
For sure.
I'm not feared, mocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But everybody mocked it because they're like, no way.
They can't do it on such a national stage.
Not in 2022.
2022.
People think not. Yeah, not now, right? Yeah.
And now it's just boom. One of the most beloved guys in the United States. This is shit still ain't sweet somewhere. Possibly. That's what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
And on that note, the Soccer Lombardi is still happening. Mm-hmm. France beat England.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Croatia beat Brazil.
Correct.
Argentina lost to...
Beat the Netherlands.
Yep.
Argentina beat the Netherlands.
Remember after
the PK.
The PK shootout?
Oh, yeah, celebratory. Right here on Friday.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I do remember that. And obviously the last team that's left is...
Morocco.
Beat Portugal.
Congratulations, Cristiano Ronaldo crying off the pitch.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't able to win a World Cup for the people of Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Europes.
They didn't have him on the field. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us were... Foxy's tweet explained it well.
Yep.
Please, explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old why Cristiano Ronaldo is not on the field right now and their team is not winning.
It was a really good
The
response.
best answer was it is 2020 Drew Brees. So just picture it that way.
Oh, they're saying noodle arm or whatever, but
Yes.
he gets in there, he has a wide open opportunity.
I thought the same thing.
He gets on the field, they're triple teaming him. Okay, so I assume
up
that
the
doesn't
field a
help
bit.
anybody else out. No
To
big deal.
compare Ronaldo to Drew Brees is so disrespectful, but I understand the analogy, I guess.
They're saying he's maybe a little
To who?
slower than he was.
Yes.
Maybe he doesn't have it as much as he had it back in the past. Like Drew Brees, we seen at the end, actual decline of his arm strength, which certainly slowed down. Didn't stop him, but slowed him down. The thing Drew Brees had, though, was a big old fucking brain and the ability to find it out. So if that is the comparison, Cristiano Ronaldo still should be on the fucking pitch.
Right.
Put him in the
What are we
game,
doing?
coach.
Oh, he's back up,
Why is he
scored
on the
3
team?
goals. What's that?
Why is he on the team then? Why is he taking up a spot?
Well, he's good enough.
Well, he was playing
Come
early.
on as a
Yeah.
sub.
Probably he's top 16 in the fucking.
It's Ronaldo. It's to me that's like taking Michael Jordan out of the lineup. That's how I feel. I don't know enough.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. And the Croatians have like a 40-year-old still playing for them in the middle of the field with long hair.
Yeah, Luka.
Who probably has a guy on that roster that's younger, quicker, faster than him, probably a stronger leg than him, but
He understands the beautiful game.
that's why he's on the field.
He's a maestro, not the maestro.
These coaches, this Burhalter shit
Oh,
that's
man.
coming out too about the United States. What's that?
What happened?
Oh, a little spin zone from old Burhalter. His team caught wind, I guess, for the first time that, hey, everybody's wondering why you didn't play fucking Reyna. That's all anybody's wondering about. Hey, what's the big criticism? Burhalter's team, like, all right, what's the big criticism coming out of the World Cup? Everybody's wondering why Burhalter's the coach because one of our best players was never on the fucking field.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell them he's not trying hard. He's not giving any good emotions. His juice is bad, and he's not fun to coach or whatever. They're like, you got it. We'll put a report out. And then all of a sudden they think that makes him look good. I think it makes him look bad. You're the coach, and somehow out of your team and your leakage, it's coming out. You're burying one of your best players. Like, that's not a good look. That's a little bit petty, but nonetheless, Gio has responded. Reyna, I apologize to my teammates and coach for this, and I was told I was forgiven. Coach Burhalter has always said that issues that arise with the team will stay in-house so we can focus on team unity and progress. That's Gio Reyna responding to Greg Burhalter's comments about the midfielder. It's just, why is soccer always so dramatic?
I don't know.
Time to boot Burhalter. Boot him. He's done.
I agree.
Well, how long do you coach in the World Cup? If you do you have a term? How does it work?
I don't know. I'm on Reyna's side. I like to let everybody know, though, I'm on the player side. The good player side, the guy that scores a goal immediately upon playing for another team after the World Cup, that is a ripper side panel from the top of the thing that we could have used, our team. To just be, that stubborn about it all, I think is not a good sign of leadership. I think that's a bad leadership. Put Gio Reyna on the fucking field. He's 20 years old.
Put him on the fucking pitch.
Hire
Greg.
Miola.
Get Tony Miola on the sideline.
Boom.
Thank God, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we
Easy.
do that? What is the deal? Why haven't we signed Tony Miola?
What about Alexi Lawless? That dude he's full of piss and vinegar. Why doesn't he coach the squad?
He's pundit.
People are saying that Fox's coverage of it has been fascinating. That's what people have said.
What's been fascinating about it?
I don't know. I'll tell you, as soon as America loses.
I haven't seen Jay Glazer once, so I don't.
What about
That's
Belichick?
what's fascinating to me.
Yeah, why was Jay Glazer over in Qatar?
I have no idea.
Have you seen him on a commercial?
Haven't
Just for
seen his
fun?
mug anywhere over there. It's almost like he went to Qatar for a vacation for a month and a half.
That was the whole football squad went over there.
Yeah.
Have we seen anything from them over there?
No.
Why'd they go over there?
Just getting boozed up with Alexi Lawless.
No,
every
I don't
night.
think. I don't think they're getting boozed up over there.
They can't in their little, area.
Villa.
Maybe it's Jay Glazer.
I mean, Jay
Jay
Glazer is
don't.
doing what Jay Glazer wants to do
Yes.
over there.
Yeah.
I hope he's back. Haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I know.
Has anybody seen Jay Glazer? Where's Jay
Someone better
Glazer?
check on him.
AQ would know.
Where's Jay?
Proof of life.
All right, let's move on. Let's do some overreactions from around the internet. Okay. We do know that those incredibly sad things are happening in the world. We all need to know them and then act accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever something pops up and it's not great, we go, it's not great, it's not perfect, but we still have a life that is much better than so many people around the world still in 2022. And I know everybody was pissed off about Brittney Griner getting released from the Russian jail because Whelan the Marine who's been in jail for 4 years is over there, and I can understand why there is allegedly a ultimatum Griner or this Marine who served our country and served the United States and has been over there longer, and picking Griner over the Marine is certainly not a move that any person wants to see happen in real life, okay? Like that's out of a movie. That is a situation that is absurd. But we could still be happy that, like, for Brittney Griner getting to see, like, Brittney Griner's no longer in jail. That was our entire take. But, like, also everybody said Brittney Griner hates America. Brittney Griner doesn't want to, who cares? Bro, this guy loved America, and America's doing a big favor for somebody that hates America or whatever. I do wonder if Brittney Griner got a taste of what, countries are still like at this very moment. I think a lot of people bury America. A lot of people do that have never been to another country. Like, I've been very fortunate and very lucky to go to another country after about a week and a half in most places. There's some places that I think I could live and move to forever, and I'm not talking about just beaches. I'm talking about experiencing countries, whether it's through sport or vacation. There's only a certain amount of places in the world that you go, I would like to live here and not get back to America. Most places you go, give me fucking back to America for one reason or another, and I think that gets lost. Hopefully, with these types of situations, people can remember that although we can get much better. We can get much better everywhere, I think, especially in the United States of America. We're much better than we were a long time ago and much better than most of the places around the world. Let's keep getting better. Let's remember that. Okay? Oh, yeah. With that being said, let's move along into some overreactions. We have an update about Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer this freaking sucks. I got COVID. Okay, he's got COVID. Won't be able to be with my Fox family and all you tomorrow. You got to be freaking
fucking me.
You don't have to bleep out freaking.
So you got to be freaking fucking shitting me.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah,
freaking shitting me. Is that what it would have to be? You got to be freaking shitting me. Yeah. That's probably what it is, right? Got me pretty bad the last 5 days, but feeling much better today. Atta baby Jay.
Miss you, Jay.
We miss you, Jay. All right, let's move some overreactions from the internet, shall we? I put out a bird call this morning saying, hey, it's that majestic time of the week again where you get to showcase your NFL fandom emotions and not be judged for it. No. Actually, you'll be celebrated. It's time for hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact, but it ended up trending, I think, number 2 or number 3 in a matter of like 10 to 15 minutes. We can't thank you enough. Ty Schmidt went through them, picked his favorites. How were they this week? Pretty good?
Yeah, some very good ones this week.
Pretty absurd because a lot of things have happened. There's a lot of futures that have been determined basically at this stage of the season. Have you noticed that in the overreaction?
Yeah, and people whose teams were very good, for a long time, maybe starting to hit the panic button a little bit, seeing the season kind of slip through their fingies. So yeah, there were some good ones today.
All right, let's go to our first one here from the internet. This is from Alex White at Alex8White. I don't know if he's a hungry fella, or if that's what the 8 is, or if that's his number. Which sport we shall try to figure out. Football, basketball, what? 8 at football. Quarterback?
Probably.
Yes, yeah. But also these days.
Could be anything.
Who knows? Wide receiver, tight end.
Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals will win out and claim the number 1 seed. The Lamar Hunt Trophy will remain in the jungle for the next 3 seasons at least. Start putting the banners up in the practice bubble. Hashtag dynasty. AJ, that indoor facility is certainly a beautiful thing. A spectacle, if you will. In 2022, an NFL team finally put a bubble over their field so the boys can practice in winter, which has come every single year since the beginning of Cincinnati's existence, that being the winter. What do you think about the Bengals? What do you think about hanging banners? What do you think about their options to go on a run like a dynasty fashion with little to no funds, it seems like, in the building?
Well, I don't think they're going to be hanging out any banners in that new practice bubble yet. Have we seen any pictures from the inside of this bubble? I would like to see the inside of the bubble and what it looks like.
Well, I think it probably looks a lot like the Thunderdome. Towards the end, you can't stand up. You got to kind of get closer. There's probably some hanging, dangling lights off the top of that thing. The boys are getting their work in, though, whenever they, can get extra work in. They still have an outdoor practice field, okay? But sometimes, this is crazy to hear, and I know people are going to be mind blown by this. Sometimes guys like to get extra work. Think about that.
Really?
No.
All the people that are like, oh, they want to practice indoor, they're soft. Those people probably want their players to have like the work harder method, like do extra work method. Like it's a lot easier to do that when you don't have to go in 15-degree, 45-mile-an-hour wind weather like a bubble has. So I'm happy they've done that. I hope the team gets better. But you're right. Very, very minimal content coming from inside that fucking bubble over there.
Well, they're about business. They're about their business. That's all they care about is football, I guess, right now. But I don't think it's a crazy overreaction to think that they could run the table. I'm not claiming they will, but hey, if they do, I'm not going to be shocked.
Who they got? Do we know who they got?
I mean, I know they still have New England. So
I believe I just looked it up.
Bills, too.
Bills, Bucks,
one.
New England, and the Ravens.
Bills, Bucks, New England, and the Ravens.
I think.
So,
Let me check.
Okay, so Bills going to be tough.
Yeah.
Bucks seemingly going to be easy.
Yeah.
Going to be easy.
I think that's next week.
Going to be easy.
Yeah, it goes Bucks, Pats, Bills, Ravens.
Okay, Pats, is that a thing?
Yeah.
No. Remember last week I said it's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing anymore.
Where is it? Is it in New England or is it in Cincinnati?
Doesn't matter.
It's at New England.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
If they can control the weather.
By the way, the Bengals are plus 110 to win that division right now. Ravens are minus 135. They have the same record.
Good odds, plus 110. That's like a super boost these days.
Yeah.
It is like super boost. Now, they did lose the Ravens the first game, so
they won again.
Tiebreaker.
Not a bad bet right there. Thank you, Ton. I've been losing a lot of bets. A lot. I was thinking about tonight hammering the Patriots, but just a couple days ago I said Patriots are dead, didn't I?
You did.
I just had to remind myself of that. I got bought into it. Maybe I just stay away from this one. Maybe I take a couple of days off from gambling.
There you go.
Maybe I kind of,
Yeah, little cleanse.
just put it down and say, I don't know what's going on. Because seemingly this NFL season is more hilarious than any. What are you saying, AJ? I do have the ability to do as such.
I know you do. You show great restraint. I just don't feel like you will in this situation. I think you're going to get right back on the horse.
There's only certain amount of games,
That's a good point.
It's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
The offseason's coming, and I can just say, nah, I'm not betting on this D3 college hoops.
Exactly.
I'm not betting on something just to bet on something. I have that ability. I'm very thankful I have that. There are some, not the majority, but there are some people that don't have that capability. But when it comes to the NFL, it's like, there's going to come a time very soon where I'm not going to be able to bet on this.
Yeah.
Got to bet on this.
Got to get your shots in.
The only thing about tonight, too, is that you know how the Patriots change their game plans every half. So I think that benefits them greatly.
Does it matter, though? Because if Kyler doesn't know what's coming ever.
Exactly.
So,
That's a good point.
If you change it.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, they changed it? Did they? I didn't know.
How you know?
Let's go to another overreaction. Love where the Bengals are at. Here's operator Tom.
Oh, yes.
Wonder Boy Slim. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but the more things change in Big D, the more they stay the same. Cowboys are a great team, but constantly show teams how easy it is to beat them and stumble at seemingly every single trap game. Looks like another wild card round out for Dallas. Parenthesis. Yes, I'm a fan. Parenthesis. Wonder Boy Slim here, operator Tom. Great helmet to your point. Seems to be incredibly safe up there. Do you think Dallas is dead? I didn't take that from that game where they almost lost to the Texans. Was it a trap game? I guess seemingly it could be that. But they had to win a tough game. They had to come back. They had to turn it on when they had to turn it on. I think I learned a lot about them in a good way as opposed to a bad way like everybody else is thinking. Am I wrong, AJ Hawk?
I think you're right in what you're thinking. I think Big Mike McCarthy and the rest of that staff, too, we're not going to be charging the field and dumping Gatorade on the head coach after that win, but we're going to be happy about it because you have to win many different ways. And when we knew we needed to play, we needed a couple plays, we made it happen. Here we go, on to the next one.
Would have been a game if they do lose in a wild card later where we look back and say, remember the Texans beat them? Remember the Texans beat them? Yeah. Instead, they get a win. Will not be talked about. That game will not be talked about in 2 weeks from now, other than maybe they'll lose because they did struggle to the Texans. They get a win. Who cares? Nope. That's literally how people – 17.5-point favorites, and they struggle like that. It comes down to 45 seconds left in the game to win by 4. Certainly going to be a conversation piece in a moment. They get a win. Who gives a fuck? That's kind of how I view the whole thing.
Yeah, and you can say that, too, when we, look back once the playoffs start at, the Bucks or – the Vikings. It's like, hey, a couple teams, had some tough losses throughout this whole entire season.
Only won by 4?
Yeah, exactly.
And they play the Eagles on, I think, either Christmas Day or New Year's Eve. So it's like, that you win that game, no one fucking cares about squeaking by the Texans.
Eagles are a wagon. Let's go to another overreaction. Love watching that team play football. This is life of the party. Matt 615. You want to have a good time. Matt's life of the party. He knows how to play the guitar, can sing pretty good. Doesn't mind having a conversation. Loves a good cold drink.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn right.
We'll have a toast for the most. We'll do a cheers. We'll keep it moving.
Is that Taylor?
What's that?
My bad to cut you off in the middle of that beautiful rant, but is that Taylor Lewan in his picture with him?
Could be.
Top left?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's what Taylor was wearing that jacket, I think, in Columbus.
Yeah, he looks super cool. looks super cool in that photo as well. Yeah, good. I appreciate you cutting me off. Actually, I had no out. I had no end. So you gave me one. That was perfect teamwork there. I appreciate that.
Boom.
Yeah, it is Taylor Lewan. And Will.
Will.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Will Compton's tweet to Emmanuel Acho in his rap against the Chargers. It only had like 17 likes, I think 3 retweets or something.
Man.
And I have no idea how.
Deserve 1,000x that.
It was one.
Why don't we play it?
I don't know if we can.
Copyright claim.
Breaking Bad. It's a Breaking Bad. I haven't seen Breaking Bad, so I didn't know what was coming out of little young drug dealer's mouth.
Yeah.
Whenever I clicked on the video, and then what it was like so
home run.
So good. So good. Anyways, Matt got called by Will, life of the party himself. Taylor Lewan also. Matt gets called in to, kind of bring the juice.
Right.
And he fits right in. That's why in the 615, they fucking know Matt.
Big time.
Hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact. They put it up here, obviously. Hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact. But the Titans are dead. Another year of a first-round playoff loss is staring us in the face, and we still won't fire our offensive coordinator. Hashtag fire Todd Dewey-ing. Hashtag help our O-line. So my problem with this whole thing is you lose Taylor Lewan, who's one of your best offensive linemen in franchise history. Also, Pro Bowl, All-Pro in the NFL. Great. And at the moment, it's just like, oh, the podcaster's gone.
Yeah.
Whenever you lose production from the offensive line, when you lose to Taylor Lewan, I think it kind of goes hand in hand there. I don't think enough people are giving respect to Taylor because he is in the podcast game and has incredibly cool hats. But for whatever reason, they got stomped by the Jags. That is not a good sign at all. Do you think Vrabel's going to be able to get this team to turn back around? Or do you think he's going to Ohio State after the season?
Whoa.
AJ,
I didn't know. Is Ryan Day on his way out? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know either.
Vrabel's coming in.
We don't know.
I don't know. If I was Braves, I sure wouldn't. I wouldn't want to get back in the college game if I was Braves. He was there for a little bit. He knows what it is.
Me neither.
It's different now, too, with NIL.
Me neither. But NIL makes it easier, right? Don't have to be on the road as much.
Do you?
I don't think so. I don't think they're doing as many road visits as it is like Zoom, call.
Just give us the money. That's all they're saying.
Money,
pay me what I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interest. Here's some interest. Get you on campus.
How about that shot Derrick Henry took on the sideline when it popped to the fumble? Oh my! That was a monster hit.
Derrick Henry too is a monster guy. So to lay that type of hit is obviously going to have to be a big time collision. It was what a bounce. That thing could have bounced out of bounds.
Yeah.
Could have bounced out of bounds.
Should have bounced out of bounds.
With how close it was. He was damn near out of bounds whenever the fumble happened. Instead, bounces right into the chest of a fucking Jaguar. Whenever the football gods are having that happen.
Got him in the air.
That's a massive shot.
Yeah.
That's
like airborne a little bit.
Boom!
Oh, look at that.
Boom!
That's why you run to the ball, guys.
Flat back.
Good things happen.
You don't see Derrick Henry like this much.
Never.
This is not a Derrick Henry type receiving shot. Normally he's the
It's like Mike White almost.
What a shot. Congratulations. Good lean. Did you see that forward bend from that side angle? I mean, he had full, perfect body.
I think they were winning at this point, too.
Boom!
That game changing.
It was good hustle. If you saw him at the beginning of that play, he slipped. And so, he slipped on the play action, popped right up, and was running full speed. And that's what, man, watch this. He slips. Oh no. Got to get it back up. And he gets there. Boom! Man, how did that come right to Josh Allen?
Sometimes when you're getting those bounces, life feels good. That's like Team of Destiny type feel. And I don't know if that means for this year for the Jags. I do think things are turning around, though, for them. Congrats to Jags getting a massive win.
Go Jags.
And on the flip side, what's going on down there, dude? That ain't the Vrabel we know. That ain't the Vrabel-led Titans that we know of at all. At all.
How'd the run game just shut down? What happened?
2 yards in the second half, Derrick Henry, allegedly, is what was being reported or whatever.
He was rolling.
98 yards in the first half. Yeah, had 100 yards and a tud. Everybody thought he was on his track to have 2 tuds, like Boston Connor said last week. A lot of those tweets going, Connor said it. Hasn't had a touchdown in a couple of weeks. He's going to have 2 TDs. All signs pointed to that. He did not. They shut it off in the second half. Congrats to the Jags. But once again, let's get back to this. What the fuck's going on with the Titans, dude? What's going on with Vrabel over there?
I don't know, man. Are you saying like the Titans are dead? They're not going to do anything? Like they're?
I'm not saying that ever because Vrabel's their coach. Because Vrabel's their coach. They're leading the AFC South as well. I have respect for Vrabel as a coach, as a leader of men, as a strategist. I think in football, strategist, strategery. I have faith in his brain. I think he's a good football guy. That's why whenever you see him get fucking walked at home to the Jags, you have to be like, what's going on? GM gets fired. You know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck's going on in Tennessee, AJ?
I don't know. I mean, the thing that I have faith in what they can do, obviously, Vrabes, I'm biased because I've known him for a while and have a lot of respect for him as a coach and a person. But the Titans are a team that can go anywhere and win, though. Like, they would fare much better in poor conditions. So if they go on the road, it's cold, snowy, windy, rainy, like that's when they can go get wins. And there's other teams that you might get that are a little more high-flying offensively. You might get worried if they get put in one of those games.
I agree. They have all of the build for it.
Yeah.
But that was a weird loss to the Jags in Week 14 for a Titans team that that kind of came out of nowhere for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I mean, the playoffs aren't set right now, but it does seem as though the Titans are going to win that division, have a home playoff game. But when you look at the possible 5 seeds, like Lamar and the Ravens, Burrow and the Bengals, who we were just talking about, the Dolphins, like the teams that are going to finish in that top 5, either 5 or 6, is going to be a very good team that they're going to have to play. And it's hard to imagine them beating those teams.
Especially if they play a team who has like a really explosive offense. You just look at them like Diggs mentioned earlier, like if Henry's not going, like they're not the kind of team, like if they get down by 2 touchdowns or by like 17 points and Henry isn't just eating, like they just don't have the skill guys to be able to hang in games like that.
We have faith in Vrabes, but it doesn't look good. Life of the party. We agree with you there. You're saying no chance he goes back to Ohio State?
Oh, I'm not saying that. There's always a chance of something. But how would he leave Tennessee, though?
Well, I don't know. If he could go save Ohio State, isn't that a big Ohio fuck thing to do?
Yeah.
I don't. All right, we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Oh, someone's pissed.
That's what Herb Street said. Herb Street said, we're talking about firing this guy. This guy's won 96% of the games. He's been in the college football playoff. He's won the Big Ten. He's done all this thing. Everybody's safe. They're in a bad spot.
Expectations, man.
Can't beat Michigan.
Coach Tressel came in. Coach Tressel's second year, he won the national championship. I think Urban's second or third year, he won the national championship.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
It is great. Expectation. You want it that way, though. You want it. You want those types.
I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah. Urban won the first ever college football playoff, right?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
They were like a 14 seed, I think, in the first ranking. And
Yeah.
then they end up
got to 4.
Vrabes getting the opportunity to beat his buddy Fickle's ass in the Big Ten, too, Maybe he's, I wouldn't mind beating this guy's ass.
Brings A.J. Hawk and Bobby Carpenter in.
Wide, Schlegs.
We got all of Ohio in there. Oh, my God. But he is reigning coach of the year with the Tennessee Titans. They're still leading the AFC South, and there's a lot on the table. And he might be a GM next year.
Yeah,
which,
good point.
Hey, could do that at Ohio State, man. Be a real shame you get out of the Colts division, Vrabes. Wouldn't want that. Let's go to another overreaction. I was told. Todd Sittler at T. Sittler. Got a couple dogs. They look cute. Hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact.
But
it's the same old Vikings. This happens all the time. They get my hopes up and then suck late in the season. I didn't want to believe it, but they are frauds. Hashtag overreaction Monday. I respect that, Todd Sittler. Do you feel like he's in the right for saying this? I mean, losing to the Lions. Lions were favored. Sportsbooks had a feeling on something. Lions won 5 out of 6. They are hot right now. Are you out on the Vikings because of what happened yesterday and how Jared Goff looked against that D more specifically?
No, I mean, I'm not in or out on any team after just one game, but the Vikings would worry me a little bit. I'm not saying they're frauds, but I'm definitely questioning if they are one of those elite teams that has a chance to make a run and win the Super Bowl.
What's your problem?
Look, one of the biggest things we've talked about on this show is how dead the Patriots are and how bad they are, and Mac Jones hung 380 on them. So I know that as a Patriots fan, I get to watch it every week. The fact that they did that to the Minnesota Vikings probably should have won that game. It feels as though, they are frauds.
Okay, so that isn't what Victor the Viking's saying. T. Sittler there is feeling very different than Victor the Viking. Victor the Viking said he's coming back stronger than ever. He said, I'm supposed to dominate this guy. I'm supposed to kill this guy.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to move on and do better after Evan Foxy was drinking Victor the Viking tears after the big-time win yesterday. Foxy, you think the Vikings are dead? Did you guys fucking kill the Vikings and Victor the Viking more specifically?
I'll say this. Do I think Victor the Viking is dead? Yes, because the Lions absolutely dominated them, but I think the Lions are good. I don't think the Vikings are dead. I think that offense is awesome, and then you got to give the Lions a little credit. We have one of the best offenses in the league, so the defense is going to struggle. So no, I don't think the Vikings are dead. Is there some question marks? Yeah, you could say that, but Victor, that dude's dead.
This is exactly what it is like, though, for fans whose team lose to teams that are notoriously terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you lose to the Lions, it's like we just we lost to the Lions.
Jesus.
Oh my God! There's Victor the Viking. Tears, obviously, in the back. Foxy had a great video. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. That's all I need for him. He came personal with me. I'm supposed to kill this guy. I'm supposed to dominate this guy. And from that point on, I did. That was an incredible video.
Yeah. Great response.
Bro, Victor he's
on it.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good.
He's had a great, year against our office. I'm not saying that, but look around, man. We have 0 winning record teams in this office. Aside from Bruce and the Giants, and they just got beat by 80.
They suck.
Yeah, but Jeff Saturday, the Giants are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, my God.
They're so dead.
What does the future look like over there?
Bad.
Who knows?
Misery.
Daboll's a guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy. Wink will be there for a while. I don't think they've had enough success for him to get plucked to be a head coach somewhere else. Maybe Wink will get plucked to go elsewhere. But what's the quarterback look like next year? What's that team look like next year? The Giants were supposed to be something, AJ. Giants were supposed to be something.
What do you mean? Both New York teams. There's a lot of hype, a lot of expectation there. Now I feel like people are cooling down a little.
Yeah, I was
I'd
told
say-
Zach Wilson was a good quarterback.
I was told Danny Dimes figured it out.
Is he going to dress?
What's that?
Is Zach Wilson going to dress
There soon? Mike White's going to play.
Mike
He's
White's
a dog.
Yeah.
Dude, Mike White said they would have had to peel me off that field yesterday. That's his actual quote.
They did. They had to.
Yeah, they did.
He came right back in.
Funny you say that, Mike. You had to get peeled off the guy's shoulder pad first. So they had to peel you off. And then they had to just drag your fucking carcass off the body or off the field a couple of times. But let's get those bigger.
Yeah.
Get
Bigger
the
flag
Kevlar.
jacket.
Yeah.
Let's get those big ones. Because there's some guy. Phillip Rivers had like.
Jalen Hurts has a rocks a huge one.
Yeah, he's got a huge one.
As you should, I
Right.
think. Him running, by the way, so smooth. And the way he goes down, there's never like a big hit. It's like he always is either delivering it or it's like a smooth landing
Yeah.
for Jalen because of how fucking just massive he is.
They're unbelievable.
Yes.
Like,
So
across
happy
the
for the
board.
Johns.
Their one weakness, earlier in the year, they were like 25th or something like that against the run, and then they brought in 2 of the biggest bodies in
Yes.
the NFL,
Yeah.
and now they're good.
Shored that up
They
pretty
held,
quick.
yeah, now
All right, let's do some workouts. What are we looking for? Just girth.
huge dudes.
What do you mean girth? We're going to run them or whatever? No. Don't literally just have them walk in.
Line them up.
We need them stand on that scale. We need them get fucking height and weighted, and then we'll call them back. For everybody, anybody that's available in the defense, how much? Yeah, fucking go find. I'll get Linval Joseph, who's 6'7", 455 pounds. We saw him in his first week against the Colts live in person, 10 yards away from us. Fucking mountain. Just a meat mountain.
Mammoth.
That is literally what he was. Huge, and he just gobbled. How you doing? And then is Ndamukong Suh still available out there? Yeah. Did he lose a bunch of weight like any of those guys that retire and then go on to do Ironman and stuff like that? No. He's still massive. Cool. Fucking put him right
Bring
next
him
to
in.
him.
Yep.
It's just like that. That type of aggression, that wherewithal to do that, just so smart. Their one weakness now is they are out of punter because Aaron Sipis, I don't know the proper pronunciation. I apologize. He rolled his left ankle pretty severely after a punt got blocked in a backed up situation, and he had the wherewithal to know that the ball was behind the line of scrimmage. I'm going to scoop that thing. Then I'm going to go get a first down on a 4th and 6. Dead.
Oh, my ankle.
Just stepped out of bounds. Thing got rolled. Obviously, the Giants would go on to score here. It would be the only touchdown they would have early because it would be on a short field. Punt got blocked, and he got hurt in the same play. Not a fun thing. Anytime you hear the thud, like there was right there in that backed up situation, I mean, who knows whose fault that is? Who knows if that was a lower ball, if the person got too far? I'm not going to break down the analytics of where the block point was supposed to be or what it wasn't going to be. But whenever he gets boom and his ankle rolls right there.
Inside, too.
Yeah.
There were some great punts.
Rolls it
great punts in this
inside.
game.
That's painful.
Yeah, because normal outside roll.
Watch it. Yeah, you'll see that if you see it in this angle, it goes boom.
Ooh.
Ow. Yeah, that hurts.
Couldn't walk. Hope he's okay.
A super athletic play though by him to get the ball scoop.
Great scoop.
Great scoop. A lot of Aussie Rules football tweets coming out because he used to play Aussie Rules football where you do have to do exactly everything: punt, scoop, run, and then get tackled, but his ankle rolled in there. He got hurt. Took the hit pretty well, by the way.
Yeah.
Walked off, took the body hit pretty well for any position, not just a punter, if I do say. And then Jake Elliott had to come in and punt. So they're going to be on the market for a punter. Jake Elliott, smart decision. Just put that thing straight up and down, give you the biggest surface area to kick. Just try to catch it and get the fucker out of there. Thought he did fantastic. Thought the football gods didn't bless him with a big-time bounce.
No.
He could have got a good 10, 15-yard bounce out of that. Instead, it was only 3-4 yards. But good work, Jake Elliott, stepping in there.
There you go, Jake.
What about the other side?
What's that?
One of the punters tried a drop kick.
Yeah, so that's a nightmare, dude. That
was sick.
I'd like to see that.
That is so like I had a glove on my left hand because when I'm holding, I could catch that thing pretty good. And when snaps are coming, could catch that thing pretty good. Used to get a lot of work in a jugs machine. I enjoyed having good hands. I thought it just made me much more comfortable when I went out onto the field. Like, okay, my hands are going to be good. We'll be able to figure it out. So I put in work on it. You know, you are what you emphasize. I emphasize my hands. I'm very comfortable with my hands, wanting to be there. But I had this hand uncovered, you know, and we'll be in a cold area, dry environment, and it's like if your hands are dry on a football that's leather, so slick. That's why you see like Dan Marino, Drew Brees, basically every single quarterback does one of these, or they have a towel that has a little moisture on it that they touch to keep a little juice on your hands so you're not just dry on dry ass leather and that thing's slick there. So I would like, especially if it was a moment, I'm like licking, rubbing, and then you rub it, and then it gets dry again. You're like, well, I need to make sure. It was like I was like obsessed with it almost, because there is no worse feeling. And I did it a couple times in practice. You're taking your steps, and then all of that thing just slips right out of your hand. And it's like, oh no, because there's a lot of people running this way.
Yeah.
That ball's going that way, and it is nowhere near in control. That's a nightmare situation. Obviously happened for the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillan, just yesterday. No fun. Illegal kick. It's a legal kick. Can't do that. I assume they brought it back to where the ball was spotted because that's a drop kick. It was a missed field goal if you take it from there. So, I mean, that is certainly a scene. But
he's going to make that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that ball drops and he just fucking boom, drop kicks that thing through the uprights? Yeah, it's a nightmare situation. I've dropped a snap before. I dropped a snap, hit the ground, scooped it, shook a guy. Pretty good little shake actually. And then I went running back and I ended up punting it. Went out of bounds at like the 17 or 16 or something like that.
Pretty good.
Ended up being pretty good. We had 5 guys down the field, though, because while I'm running around in the backfield, everybody's gone. Had to do a repunt. Everybody was dead tired because a re-kick is a terrible thing. And Brian Brom? Yeah, he came
quarterback?
through. No, not him.
Played special teams and backup QB.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him out of
I think
Louisville.
it was Brahman.
Yeah. I forget his
Long
name.
hair.
Dude, he looks like Momoa, Jason
Dwayne
Momoa.
Johnson.
Yeah.
This dude's very handsome. Very handsome. Yoked, was a special teamer for the Texans for a long time. Then he went with the Eagles. I think he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Great teamer. Long ponytail. Like one of the coolest looking dudes of all time. Head.
Big head.
This big. Just largest head of all time. Freak athlete. After the re-kick, wraps his whole body around my leg. Almost breaks my knee.
Yep.
Yeah,
Brian.
so it was Brian
Brahman.
See? You're
There's
close.
There's a YouTube video that says the craziest special teamer in the NFL.
Dude, he was fucking awesome.
Brahman.
He was so fast. He was tall and seemed to be quicker out of his start than everybody else. He should have blocked probably 7 punts against me alone. And then who knows what everybody – he was probably a menace to everybody else. He was a problem. The guy was a fucking –
just like Momoa.
Yeah, there he is. He's going in to bust my fucking knee right there.
Oh, yeah.
Look how big he is. Look how big that fucking guy is in comparison to me. Probably runs like a 4.
Really close to you. Really close to your body.
Yeah, he ends up wrapped around my knee. I don't know if this is just a photo. Is this just a photo? Yeah, he ends up completely wrapping around my knee, and I kick the ball on the other side of his body.
Oh,
like Clay Matthews.
It's like a 20-some yard punt, I think, on the other side of it. Jeez. No call. No call.
How?
You tell me.
No call at all?
None. Nothing.
Can they explain what happened? Like, how's there no call?
They thought he hit the ball, they said, because of how bad the ball was. I was like, yeah, well,
he fucking tackled
on my leg.
There's a 200. What is this? Do they have his height and weight description on there? Dude was literally, if he wasn't around my leg, though, I think I hyperextend my leg because of the way it was. So I think his body served as like a cast.
Saved it.
6'5", 250. He's listed as a DN.
6'5", 250 around my knee
Big son
while
bitch.
I'm kicking a ball. Hey, you hear me? kicking a ball. Me and him got along too, like pretty good. Chatted before games because I was always like, dude, you're a fucking monster, bro. Like, you need to relax. He laughed. Good personality, good energy, good juice. And then he does that to me. He asked me if I'm all right. I'm like, yeah. And I look at the ref. I'm like, what are we even doing? And it's like, get up, you bit. Like, basically, get up. You know what I mean? I'm like, I hope I can. It's at that moment I wish my fucking knee was still together.
I think that happened to Drew Chrisman, I believe, yesterday, if I remember correctly.
Somebody bent around his leg?
Yeah.
No, I think he had his up. He had his up, and then he got smoked. That's a tough one, too, when you're just staying away. Good thing I wasn't.
What's the penalties now? What's run into the kicker? What's a personal foul?
So it depends on the leg. So I think they decipher because the leg that
plant legs unsportsmanlike?
Running into, that's just 5.
Okay.
Kicking leg is roughing. And I think the reason why they do kicking leg or plant leg is because the timing of when you would hit it. It's not necessarily the kicking leg and the plant leg is how they view it. It's just the timing. Like if you hit this probably afterwards, how you run into it is a graze. And if you hit the kicking leg, normally that's going to be a pretty violent.
But if you run into the plant leg hard, they'll give you a 15-yarder, right? But if you fall into the plant leg and it's not that violent, that's the 5-yarder.
Boom.
Okay.
I don't think I have. Maybe I have one. Denver made me do a front flip. That was pretty cool. It was punt down at like the 4 or 5, so that got taken out of stats. Game was over.
Nice.
You got a first down. That's great. I was happy for the team.
Yeah, good win.
I was happy for the team. Ray Guy Award was on the line. Yeah. Last game of the year.
That would have helped.
We were backed up. I hit like a fucking maybe 80-some-yard ball. I forget what it was in the middle of a snowstorm. Just happened to catch it clean, and as I'm in the air, a guy spears me, and I fucking first down. We go down and score. Felt like I was fucking part of the team.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I can't do those guys that are flopping around, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bad look.
Tough to watch film. You're flopping around. You know, because you got to watch that in front of people the next day. Like, people forget about that, I think, while they're doing stuff. Like, hey, people are going to see this. You're going to see this. I could never be a part of that. That would be a tough thing. Oh, look at Pat here. If you don't get 1, 2, you do a full and they don't go, it's like, oh, look at the little baby back bitch right there in the middle.
Oh, no.
Oh, football? Oh.
Why do you care? I mean, it happens every day in the World Cup, like 15 times a game.
Well, I played soccer, too, and you weren't going to see me doing, hey, listen, there's, in competition, let's compete. Let's not be fucking, you know what I mean? Let's compete.
Come on, AJ.
You foul me.
Flopping's great. I think flopping's hilarious.
Well, it's gamesmanship. I certainly enjoy the fact if we have a good one, I'm not going to be said person that's going to do it, though, if that makes sense.
But you support it if it helps the team.
Yeah. You do you. You do you. However you want to do it. I am not the type of person that does it. Probably not as good of a teammate as you, the floppers. And that's probably how they view it. I apologize. Let's go to another overreaction. Tyler L. Miller. Tyler, T-Y-E. Definitely goes by Ty, right?
Yeah.
T-Y-E?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Tie-dye.
Hashtag, this is a hot take. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But the Broncos showed a flash of what they will be next season with Team 3 at the helm. This season was a fluke. Watch out, NFL. The Broncos may have learned to play football. Maybe. Obviously, the Chiefs get a win in an AFC West division rivalry game, only win by 6. They were up a lot, though, early, and, I mean, they were able to do whatever they wanted to do. The Broncos showed great fight. They win, and Frank Clark, who's on the Kansas City Chiefs defense, says, I am so sorry that can't happen, okay? We all need to tighten up. We fucking suck. Think about that as a Broncos fan. The other team beats your team, okay? They get a win. Division. You guys will be playing each other a lot. You have played each other a lot. Person on the other team goes to the fans of their team. I'm so sorry we only won by 6 against this team.
So
that should have been.
We're embarrassed.
That's fucking disgusting, to be honest, and we're going to change that whole thing. That is quite a time to be alive if you're a Broncos fan. Did you see what he saw? Did you see what Ty saw? Did you see the future? And did you see some success from Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett?
I can't say I'm on the same page as this Ty, T-Y-E, Tyler guy. I don't know what this team looks like. What do the Broncos look like next year? Is Hackett there? Is Russ there?
No.
Are there studs on defense there? Can they bring any free agents in? Who do you draft? Like what are the Broncos next year? I guess we have to assume Russell will be there because of his massive contract.
But
is his play going to change?
Well, and also we can assume they're going to take a big swing at the coaching thing, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Because money can manipulate that particular world because they can pay whatever they want to a coach, whatever they want to a GM. They have the richest owner in the NFL. Will that owner spend the money? We assume they will. They just bought a fucking NFL team.
Right.
They just paid Russell Wilson before the season even started. You're right. The future of the Broncos could look very different. We have no idea. But maybe we saw that Russell Wilson knows how to play football again. And let me tell you the one part of it that we saw. He was running.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now him running ended up getting him dumped on his head, which is very scary with a bruise on it and everything like that. We hope he's okay. But him moving, running, playing, maybe that is what the future looks like with Russell Wilson in Denver if they want to have success.
I mean, you want to talk about a fall from grace. Seeing a lot of that today out of Broncos fans, like being super happy yesterday that they scored 27 points. Kind of just like let you know the state of the Broncos, like because they've just been fucking killing them all year, and then you score 27 points, and you would have thought that they won, the AFC Championship this morning.
Let's go to another one. Let's go to another overreaction. It's from Paulie G. At Paulie G.
Hell yeah.
Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But the Bucs are dead. Brady can't save them anymore. Tom's getting ready to find his new home in Las Vegas. We fucking agree. We also appreciate every single person that overreacted on Twitter with us this morning. I can't thank AJ Hawk enough. You like that? You think he's going to Vegas?
I think it's a possibility, absolutely.
I think so, too.
Absolutely.
I think the writing is on the wall.
All over the place.
Him being
Jules,
single.
get Jules back, Gronk, Jules. Who knows? Maybe Amendola comes out of retirement. Get the whole gang back.
Jules said that he could get open 4 games. You need him.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4-game run if you need me to get in there, especially with how his knees have potentially healed up. Gronk's back probably better than ever. Saw him on the Fox halftime show and kickoff show doing his thing. He could come back. Dana White loves him. Oh, he's single, Sin City.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we think he's just playing bad because of the Bucks?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Bruce Arians is probably going to bed every night saying, I'm the fucking guy.
Look at me.
I'm a genius. I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tom could live on the 80th floor, have the whole top story of one of those sweet hotels. Like that's his penthouse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. And also,
They could be.
Yeah, but the mansions there in Vegas, there, remember?
Yeah, they
you're
build them.
They're amazing.
Yes,
You're right.
a lot of space. Not
Mark
as
Davis
expensive.
might let him move into his new spot.
He might have been building that for Tom.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Mark will move into the in and out.
We did figure it out. We also figured out that our show is much better when a fuck from Ohio joins us in an attic from Ohio. We can't thank you enough today, AJ. Great show today out of here. Toxic Table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Great work today. I appreciate you, boys.
Yeah, you too, Pack.
Turn Diggs, you're the absolute man, pal. I can't wait to watch Hammer Dahn in 15 minutes. All the boys in the back, great work. Dirty Bruce. Tim was in the office today. CFO Phil back in Pittsburgh. Can't thank everybody enough for their contributions to this place. Can't wait to enjoy our Christmas party tonight, the White Elephant.
Right.
We have some breaking news. Motor City Dan Campbell will be joining us tomorrow at 1:15 Eastern. The head coach of the brand New Lions will be stopping by the program 1:15 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That'll be followed at 2:05 by Aaron Rodgers on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday after a bye week. Can't wait to see where his mindset's at. The show continues to do okay, and we are so thankful because of all of you choose to watch it. Our predictions for this evening, the Patriots favored by 1.5 or 2.5 on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Boston, Massachusetts, Foxborough, Massachusetts travels in a 4.5-hour flight to Arizona, favored by 2.5 with Mac Jones at the helm. AJ, what do you like?
Well, I don't have a ton of confidence in this Arizona Cardinals team right now, but I don't have a bunch of confidence in the Patriots offense either. So I'm taking the Cardinals at plus 2.5.
Cardinals plus 2.5. Okay, cool. Give me the Patriots. Minus 2.5.
Good pick.
I don't love it. Not betting on it. Just making a pick because I feel like the Arizona Cardinals are in quite a predicament over there.
Yeah.
Seems like they're in a bind and they're way behind and they're looking for
looking to make a deal.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think there's a lot of that. Speaking of bind and we're way behind, who wants to make some putts? Connor?
Yeah,
Diggs?
let's do it.
Who wants to give away some money?
Yeah, I'll
Drain it, con man.
Con,
I'm a lefty, but
you want to shoot or you want to shoot hoops? Let's go NBA threes.
Or stage. I'll just shoot it from the stage. I can make it from here.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever proved that.
No, I can make. I made it that one time. We were watching that terrible.
Oh yeah, Alabama
game.
Mississippi State. We once again we hope Coach Leach.
Yes.
All right, couple stage shots here. 20 winners.
Holy
$500.
Make some putts.
20 winners, because it is the holiday season. We got our Christmas party happening this evening. Holiday party to be followed in the next couple of weeks. 20 winners of $500 if Boston Connor on this New England Patriots Monday Night Football Overreaction Monday, December 12th, 2022. If Connor can put one of these balls into that hoop, 20 people win $500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the same reply so we can pay officially. Boston Connor.
Get ready.
Oh, boy.
0 for 1 on the basketball. It's okay. You got to feel there. Don't let Santa get in your way. He's got a surfboard.
See, that's what I was worried about.
No, it's good vibes. Good
Subconsciously,
vibes.
purposely.
Boom.
There it is.
Oh, got a couple footballs.
That was in.
Here we go, Connor. That was a good shot. That was a damn shame. 20 people to win 5. Oh, a little lower. That one
I
goes
like that
in.
angle.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Oh, fuck. You want to make some putts, bud?
Bank it.
Go make some putts.
Yeah, drain some putts.
No. Let's not just. Hey, listen.
Here we go, dude.
Dude, these are a big deal. Don't just power through. This is what I had to tell Darius the other
Why are
day.
you
Hey,
running?
let's not get through these. Let's do these.
Yeah.
Take your time, pal.
Well, we know the strategy now.
Yeah.
Now Connor is a lefty, so he'll be putting right-handed. This is goofy-footed for
1
him.
of 5.
All he's got to do is 1 of 5.
There it is. Good touch.
1 of 5 wrong-handed in this holiday season. 15 people will win $500. Who
Legs.
We get legs. We got a lot of legs. I don't think we need legs.
Hit a barn.
It does have to get
We need breaks. We need breaks.
Hit us.
Boston Connor.
Oh, that
we
might be
go.
it.
Oh.
That was a good putt.
All Connor needs to do is make one of these last
I'm
two.
just
and
finding it. I'm just
15 people will win $500 who retweet this video.
He's got that cross-hand grip. I know he can't hear me, but why does he go cross?
Because he's lefty.
If Connor can make this putt, 15 people win $500.
Sorry, guys.
Well, you can still.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Maybe next year.
MCDC will be tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers will be tomorrow. And Connor, who will now have to get this weight off his shoulders,
Man.
will hit something for a big-time giveaway because it is the holiday season. We appreciate everybody that watches this. Be a friend, tell a friend, to say something nice to somebody. The world could use a little bit more of that. T's and P's to everybody out there going through something. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.